Good morning. How is everyone? Are you excited? Before we talk about today, let's talk about yesterday. Wow, what an end of month if I ever saw one. That was insane. Everybody have a good day yesterday? Woo! Pretty awesome. I know we were driving in last night and it was wild. Every time I checked my phone, volume was just higher and higher. So lots of people getting elevated yesterday, and lots. Are you guys elevated this morning? Is everybody up and elevated? Good morning, not only to all of you guys here live in Dallas, Texas, but everyone tuning in live stream across the United States, Canada, and the world. So we are super excited to welcome you to the official launch of Elepreneurs 2.0 featuring Sam. Woo! For those of you who are wondering what Sam is, Super Affiliate Marketing. Congratulations and welcome to the next generation. Pretty exciting, right? Lots of people talk about the right place, the right time. Here, it's open. Well, you're truly in the right place at the right time. Nothing happens by accident, as Mr. Oblon has taught us more than once over this past year journey that we've been on. This morning when I wake up, I always check my Facebook memories. A year ago today, I met Mark and Judy for the first time, and Mr. Robert. Had no idea that that was a year ago today to this point. Nothing happens by accident. We had dinner at a restaurant right here in Plano, like 2 miles from here. In fact, Ian and Betsy and Thomas and I ate at the original Pancake House this morning, right in the same shopping center that the restaurant was. So I think that's pretty significant to say that this is the next chapter. I'm kind of sad to see the first year go because it has been an amazing time. It's really changed so many lives that we've seen personally. But I'm so excited to see what 2.0 has in store for each and every one of you. So I know you guys are tired of listening to me already. So let me introduce the founder, the CEO, who has been a personal mentor to many of us in this room, including myself, who has taught us so many life lessons this year on everything you can imagine. So if we'll all get on our feet for Mr. Robert Oblon.
Give it up for Amy Smith. Welcome. How's everybody doing? That's horrible. How's everybody doing? So literally, for those of you watching live, we decided to do this Monday. So we had a few people show up. Thank you. But really for everybody that's watching live around the world on this pretty epic day, right? Our official launch of Elepreneurs 2.0. Elepreneurs 2.0 is really about the new vernacular that we as a company, as a team, as a family, as a culture are elevating the state of direct selling. And for those of you that weren't at the Atlanta sort of pre-launch, finishing out our first year in business, you may have missed, and I'm sure by now you know that we launched maybe the most relevant tool in the last 25 years in direct selling. That's this button. This is what we call attraction marketing. You know, a lot of people end up, unfortunately, having a difficult time building a business in direct selling because a lot of people have a fear of starting conversations, right? Like, how many of you have sort of like an issue talking to people, right? It's normal, unfortunately. I think the number one fear beyond death is like the fear of speaking, public speaking, right? But this is attraction marketing, and it was actually originated in another company you might have heard of called Herbalife many years ago, and it was created by a guy named Larry Thompson. We'll talk about him. But this pin and the dose experience is really all you need. In multi-level marketing for the last 20 plus years, there's been this, let's just say, skewed concept that you have to learn all these things to be successful, right? You have to go to training and you have to learn personality profiles and all these silly things that the reality is you already know everything you need to know to be successful. And so literally you only need two things: this button and this dose experience sample. This is a tool that you sell and you make money selling it. So because of attraction marketing, all you have to do, literally, how many of you so far in the room, raise your hand if you've worn the pin in the last 3 weeks since we launched it, 4 weeks, whatever it's been, and someone has come up to you and asking, what is that about? So those of you not here live around the world, that was almost 90% of the room. Right? So I think it was somebody said, we were in Orlando a couple weeks ago. I think maybe it was Shelly. Someone said, if you don't want to talk to somebody, don't wear the button. Like that's attraction marketing. They're going to go like, be happy now, ask me how. What does that mean? I want to be. Do you know anybody that doesn't want happy? My background is travel, and I grew up in travel. Like it's kind of the same thing. Everybody you know wants to go on vacation. Almost everybody you know drinks coffee, but I promise you, every single person on the planet is in the pursuit of happiness. So, here we are today. This is an epic day, not just for us, not for you watching live, but for the direct selling industry and profession as a whole. Back in 1979, what we now and most of us grew up in, a new vernacular was born, and it was called multi-level marketing. It was back in 1979. That is commonly referred to as MLM. Now today, I'm going to be biased and opinionated and tell you that, if I'm just being honest, MLM is dead. Multi-level marketing is going to be passé from its methodology and structure. So what we are forward thinking is what we call super affiliate marketing. And super affiliate marketing is what you see on the screen. That's SAM. So think about it from this standpoint. SAM is about replacing MLM with SAM. For us, as the creators of this new vernacular, of this new hybrid, if you will, I say hybrid because a lot of the essence of what you're going to learn today, that literally starts today, is a hybrid of kind of old school meets new school, right? There's some old school core fundamentals that were really the foundational pivot of direct selling that we can track back to basically the early 80s. Even though direct selling has been around a lot longer, we're we're building a model around what used to work and what put multi-billion-dollar companies today on the map back then. Does that make sense? So some of those core fundamentals have been basically forgotten or intentionally left out in what MLM is. So for example, we are now, I think, the only company as of today that has a true wholesale to retail business model. I know that went over some of your heads, but you're going to learn more about it because most of you in the room grew up in MLM and got taught a little bit different method that is more, you'll learn about the 4 generations. It's in your back office, the 4 generations of direct selling. But don't worry about that. The point is, this is bigger than us. That's kind of the point. We as a company are the leaders. We're creating the new strategies. We are developing the plans to elevate the state of direct selling. As you know, and I've been talking about this for years, the state of direct selling has been in a little pain for a long time. It's sort of taboo right now. Meaning, when you walk down the street and you say MLM, what do people say? Right? It's a negative connotation. We have to change that. We have to heal that. And this is how we believe we're going to heal the greatest industry in the world. So what you see here on the screen, I'm assuming guys in the back are showing you on live stream back and forth with the slides that we're showing you today. But here's what starts today. Some of this started a few weeks ago, as you know, but today officially the SAM program, the SAM plan, the SAM comp plan, everything SAM, Super Affiliate Marketing, officially launched like, I don't know, 12:01 a.m. this morning. So that includes a whole bunch of stuff, some of the things I'm talking about. But as you can see, the biggest tool that we launched a few weeks ago and has been available is this dose experience. And what's really unique about the dose experience, and you're going to get more information about it today, is that it's also a little bit of a hybrid model that has been used to some extent successfully in other companies. In other words, sampling products, right? We're sampling and sharing our products. But most of those programs have a business model where you buy the samples and then you give them out for free. And that's a little bit flawed. So that's one of the things we wanted to address and fix, and that is now it's a SKU. It's a product that you actually sell the sample. So now a couple things happen. Number one, you make money instead of paying money to give stuff away, right? But number two, when someone buys something, when they make an investment, in this case a $30 6-dose experience, they now are more likely to try it, to sample it. They have a vested interest in this little $30 product. So this is I don't want you to discount the relevance of this part of the shift, right? So the dose experience is now your, like I said, the button, and if you'd be foolish if you didn't, as an Elepreneur, wear this button and not have some dose experiences in your bag, purse, whatever. Like, this is your new tool, right? So the Elevate app has been updated as of this morning. I haven't seen it myself, but I know there's a new video in addition to the one that was there. Some other things I haven't seen because it's been a crazy week. So that has been updated as of this morning, and information will go out via email to some of this stuff for those of you especially watching out there. Some of the details. I know you'll have some questions, right? You know, you don't have to learn everything today, right? You know, just take your time. We got the rest of our lives. We're not in a rush to do it wrong. You guys okay with slow and steady? You guys okay with slow and steady? Okay. The new VBS, again, I'm just giving you the highlighted bullets right now. You get more details with the other people that I'll be sharing with you today. The new VBS welcome kit has been going out. The change on that, as you know, as of today is now $99 annual to become an Elepreneur, and with that $99, you get the VBS. You have the new Elevate magazine. For those of you, I'm sure, have seen it. We have, in fact, we're going to talk about some. Did you guys see the rank ups on Facebook going on out there? Congratulations. I mean, I was up, like, I couldn't sleep last night watching, you know, Jordan's blowing up my phone. We did more business yesterday ×2 than in the history of our company to date. It was a really, really big day and a big month. And the significance of last month, or this last month, literally November, is that we exponentially grew over October. In October, we exponentially grew over September. As you know, we can't stop this thing. But what happened this past month is even more relevant than the staggering numbers we did, because last month was a day shorter than October, and you had Thanksgiving holiday. And we crushed last month. So congratulations to you guys. You guys, some of you are going to hear for the first time, especially those of you that haven't, that weren't in Atlanta. For those of you watching live, you're going to learn a lot about Elevate Pink, which is our, we are in a company that has about 80% women. So we thought maybe the women should lead a little more, right? And that's, again, I mean, if I'm, you know me, I'm pretty blunt and brutally honest. You know, there's a lot, some of those things that I talk about that are challenges in multi-level marketing is because of the men. They kind of mess some things up. I'm just saying. I don't have, I'm a man, I don't have a problem saying that. So the women are going to drive, led by Taylor Thompson. You might have noticed, I don't know if you've logged in, you have a new enhanced back office. Have you guys, anybody seen it yet? It's pretty cool. I haven't even drilled down on it. There's a new Elepreneur website that didn't go live today. It'll go live Monday because they couldn't get everything crammed in today. They've been killing themselves for weeks. It's incredible. It's a really nice new distributor site for you as affiliates now. You're now affiliates, right? You'll always be Elepreneurs, elevated entrepreneurs, but you're now affiliates, and some of you are going to be super affiliates. Some of you probably already hit super affiliate today, I'm sure. So new product pricing, as you know, if there's those of you that took advantage of last month, you could have established your smart ships and grandfathered you into the prices that ended yesterday. We have a new price increase, small, starting today for everybody moving forward, or for anybody that didn't get on smart ship. And then we have some new happiness packs that when your new affiliate Elepreneurs join the business with you, they're going to be able to choose from a couple of happiness packs. So that's what you're going to see. And there's more stuff, like I said. So I think we talked about this already. But I want to over accentuate and emphasize what is happening and what's going to continue to happen. This is not going to be an overnight thing. When you're trying to transform an entire industry, it takes a little time. When I say we're not in a rush to do it wrong, that means I don't know how long it's going to take until we become the new vernacular. S-A-N, we. Is that over your head? We are the new vernacular. We are leading it. We are the creators of it. And at some point in the next few months, by the time we get to, I mean, actually, the happiness experience, we changed it to happiness experience. You can still go to happinessconvention.com, but it's the happiness experience, February 2nd, officially on that Saturday, but for that whole weekend. My guess is between now and then, we're going to have made some ridiculous noise in direct selling starting today. And this is really about, you know, for those of you that have been following this vision and mission for a little while, we talk a lot about blue ocean strategies. A blue ocean strategy is basically short version, and you can look it up for those of you watching. A blue ocean strategy basically is a way to create your own market within a market. And at the end of the day, what you do is you render the competition irrelevant. That makes sense? That's what we're doing here. That's what we've been planning for a long time. This is not like this didn't get thought up last week. This has been a long road to get here, and over the last 5 or 6 months, it's really taken shape. And here we are, and Sam is born and live, and it is the game changer. And I don't use, you know, these vernaculars lightly. In fact, I don't like to use typical MLM cliches. A lot of people have said you're in the right place at the right time. A lot of people said they were going to be legacy companies. A lot of people have said, you know, this is a paradigm shift. How many of you guys heard all that stuff before? It's hard not to say that here. It's really difficult to like understand what's going on and not say you're in the right place at the right time. You're in the right place at the right time. And a lot of you are experiencing it. I've been doing this just under 2 decades, and I have never seen anything like this. And I don't know about you. I know there's some people in the room who've been doing this a long time too. And watching, like, there's never been an environment like this. I mean, you're talking about a group of people collectively that this has never existed. This has never been done in the history of direct selling. There's never been this kind of wisdom. You've got 3 business strategists that their DNA is in the current 3 of the top 10 direct selling companies on planet Earth right now today. They're here with us. Like, you want to talk about, we're going to talk about later, like positioning and posturing. Do you have any idea my posture? Like, I'm rolling deep. like, we're blessed, you know. It's like, but I want you to really understand what is going on. This has never happened. It's never existed. And it's not just us. 3B's, the T and me, right? There's other people in the equation. We have a whole lot of other executives. We have incredible leaders in the industry. We are it. But I want to just say this last piece before we continue with the rest of the day is you know, I'm a lot of people know that I'm sort of the anti-recruiter. Like, I downplay recruiting because that's part of what has been broken with MLM, right? And many of you have been in other companies where that's all you were taught, right? You were taught, yeah, you can tell them about the product, but you're trying to get to the end of the presentation so that you can share the compensation plan and ask them what pack they want, and, you know, are they an A? You know what I mean? It's like a pure recruiting based mechanism that leads to all kinds of things that exist today. So I'm sort of the anti recruiting, but I say that to say, you know, it's like a paradox. We are sitting in the single greatest recruiting environment in the history of direct selling. Think about it. This is the single greatest recruiting environment in direct selling history. So what does that mean? That means you're still 4 fundamentals. You're still just sharing dose. That never changes because they're just human, even if they're indirect selling, right? You start there. But when, because the when's going to happen, right? When you get into that conversation about the opportunity, right? Because that's going to happen. In fact, every single one of you here and watching live came for an opportunity because you're Elepreneurs. You might have started as customers. You might have started as, you tried dose, right? Some of you in the room, some of you out there, the stories are incredible. I'm sure you heard about one of the most prolific stories originally was Mark Willitson and his life changed from just consuming these products, right? And that's epic. But we've since then, which is over a year ago now, we've had crazy. How many of you have seen some of the craziest stories in the history of products, right? So that should be the conversation piece. That should be your testimony. You're going to learn today the core fundamentals of that's all you have to talk about. But again, what I'm trying to lead you down the path on is that you are going to have conversations with pretty much anybody and everybody in this process where you're going to talk about the opportunity for them to share and their benefit. And many of you are going to talk to people that have knowledge and experience of people who have been in direct selling. I mean, there's people in the room right now that have been in more than 5 direct selling companies. There's a guy in the room I know has been in 11 in 20 years, so over 20 years. So you're going to talk to people that have been trying to make this work for a long time because everyone's on a pursuit of happiness. You already know that. And that's what we sell. We don't sell coffee. We sell hope. But what is hope? Hope is really your pursuit of happiness. That's what you're hoping for. You're hoping that those things that you think are going to make you happy, that's what you're pursuing. And every single human is the same. Right? And so it's okay to have a recruiting conversation, is what I'm trying to say, is it's okay to have that conversation. And now, when you're having that conversation with someone who understands this profession and industry, you're sitting in the single greatest recruiting environment in the history of direct selling. So, with that, again, thank you for being here. I'm going to introduce to you someone who is one of the 3 Bs. And this is an incredible gentleman that is loved all over the world. He's been all over the world. He was one of the co-founders of a company you may have heard of called Nu Skin. Today, Nu Skin is one of those top 10 companies on planet Earth. He was there in the beginning. He was responsible for a whole lot of things as their CFO and has incredible knowledge and experience, wisdom we call it, to help us in understanding what that stuff used to be way back when. And he has been participatory. This is a really unique gentleman in the industry because not only was he a co-founder of a multi-billion-dollar direct selling company, but then when he left, he went into the field and made more money than most people have ever made in the field. I don't know very many people that have ever done that. To be at that level of a direct selling company and then go into the field and succeed at that level. So think about his knowledge and experience from both sides of the coin, and he's the president of Elepreneurs. So with that, please help me welcome up to the stage, stand up and live out there, Mr. Keith Hall.
Thank you very, very much, first of all, Robert, for that very nice, kind welcome. That was very nice. I appreciate that. And then thank you to all of you. Good heavens, it's good to see bright, smiley, energetic faces. And even more important, or I should be more important, as importantly, guys, there's over 2,000 different people who are reaching us by live stream. And some of them maybe have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in their living room with them. We are taking the message to the world. And I'm so glad for all of you. So thank you, wherever you may be, for joining us today. Now, Before I get started, I would like to say one thing. As a company, we want to extend our sympathy to the Bush family. As many of you may know, last night, the 41st president of the United States, George Bush, passed away. He served the country as vice president for 8 years and as president for 4 years. He served our country in wars and in many different things. So a heartfelt gratitude to the Bush family, and our sympathy goes out to them at this time. So as Robert said, as Amy said, 2.0 is here. We have been walking, we have been talking about 2.0. And for me, a lot of what 2.0 simply means is that as a first-year company, we're coming up on our first-year anniversary. But as a first-year company, every first-year company has first-year problems. And I can remember, it was very interesting, when I came and then I first started talking with Robert back in June, I think it was, when I saw some of the problems that were happening, it didn't worry me at all. Because what I did see on top of that was a high-impact product that was helping benefit the lives so many people. What I did see were great affiliates out there in the field sharing the product, sharing the message, sharing hope with other people. I read someplace, and I apologize, I don't know where. Did you know, sadly, that over 75% of all people in our country, by the time they reach age 30, have given up hope? 75%. Guys, that's who we are. That's what we are. Our message is to so many different people. And part of Elepreneurs 2.0 is to put behind us as many of the problems as we possibly could. Have we gotten everything resolved? Of course not. No company's ever going to be perfect, but we've done our best and we're going to continue to become even better. Thank you. Now, as Robert talked, and we talked, gosh, yesterday I had asked Sean Wilson and Leah Cox, I said, would you provide me a list of the rank advancements? And 2 or 3 times during the day, and Kevin Young also, I would get different lists, and the list kept growing and growing and growing. And I was watching the sales, and it kept growing and growing and growing. It did all day. There's so many new advancements. And here's the thing, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to recognize everyone from, excuse me, Black Diamond and above. And if you're here, please stand up. If you're at home in your living room, stand up, because wherever you are, we want to recognize you and say thank you and congratulations to you on all of your wonderful success and achievements. Now, I may leave off a name or two, and it's not on purpose, I promise, but last night they said at starting about 10, well, not starting, because I haven't all day long, all week long, all month long, but even more so, so many orders were coming in that some were starting to come in by paper and everything like that. So there may be a few advancements that I don't have. If I don't, I'm truly sorry. But for those I do, I want, if you're in a planet, you better know you're gonna have to get out the week. And I'm serious. All right, we're gonna start with Black Diamond. I'm gonna read these names, and if you're here, please stand and be recognized. You guys get ready to clap, because if you don't, I'm gonna come down and clap your hands. First of all, for Black Diamond, Miss Gina Foray. Clap, Gina, are you here? At home, wherever you are, want to know Gina? Stay up. Next is Miss Angela Boyle. Angela. Once again, good heavens. The next is Brandika Page. Guys, these are incredible. When I first started the Black Diamond list a few days ago, I think there was only one on there. There's, wow. Anyway, the next, Jill Ellerbruck. Ellerbruck, I'm here wrong. Jill, are you here? No? All right. Everybody from your home, clap from your home. Come on, let's get it to Jill. Yes, thank you. Everybody, up, up, up. Noise, excitement. Oh. I was going to blow the whistle. Oh, there we go. There, all right. Next, Tara Morgan. Very good. Candy McCoffey. Gemma Humphrey. Woohoo! And the last for Black Diamond is Stephanie Morrow. Steph from Australia watching. Now we're going to do the Royal Black Diamonds. That's an amazing amount of volume, but guys, louder even for the Royal Black Diamonds. We have 4. The first one is Jeffrey, gosh, Jeffrey Harrington. Patricia Wheeler. Good job, Patricia. Sarah Aspig. And Amanda Taylor. Wherever you are, stand up at your house, Amanda, Sarah, Patricia, Jeffrey, know we love you, we're proud of you. And now, yeah, more, there we go. Good heavens. And now we're gonna say to the new ambassadors. Robin Grigsby. And Mr. Gavin Teague. Oh my goodness, those 2 new ambassadors, they've got to be smiling ear to ear. I'm proud of them. They deserve to be. Next, we're going to go to Crown ambassadors. Crown ambassadors are next. Noise. Crown ambassadors. Crown ambassadors. If you're at home, I want you standing up, cheering. We can hear you. We can't, but that's all right. First would be, wow, my voice. Matthew and Andrea Altheas. Good job. And the next one is Melissa Johnson. Woohoo! That is amazing. But we still have one more person to recognize today. Oh, thank you, thank you. Some water? Good. I have a 13-year-old son. His voice is changing. I'm 60 minus 2. Hope it's for different reasons. Sorry about that. Now for our newest, our latest, and very, very special Triple Crown. Good heavens. Triple Crown ambassador. Give it up for Miss Lori Wyndham. Glory, 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 glory. Thank you very, very much for helping me celebrate. Now, we will get the pins and the and the plaques or whatever it may be. We'll get those sent to you, but or for those people. And if I didn't get your name because guys, the rankings were going so quickly, I apologize, but we will make sure that we recognize you because I love recognizing people. But for now, you can have a seat. I'm going to make you get back up later, but for now you can. But isn't this amazing? It really is. I mean, I can't tell you how this list is just keeps growing. Elepreneur 2.0 today is almost our first birthday, but really today is not just a birthday for Elepreneurs. It truly is the birthday for Sam. Our very first day. Guys, Sam is a marketing concept. It's all inclusive. Everything that we do will be related to Sam. It's a marketing concept. We're going to continue to work on it, use it. If we hire a new employee, it's because of Sam. If we add a new product, it's Sam. If we make enhancements to anything, it's Sam. We are Sam. Very good. And with that, as Robert talked about, we will become one of the newest, or not one of, we will become the newest vertical in the direct selling industry. And what I can, thank you, but even more importantly, becoming the newest is we're going to become the most relevant, beyond a shadow of a doubt. As a year ago, we were non-existent. Today, and says one of your birthday here, today we went from non-existent to being the hottest, fastest growing company, I believe, in the entire industry. So congratulations now to you for all you're doing. Good heavens. You're out there selling, sharing the products with everyone. And the sharing part, honestly, is the key. And as Robert said, I've been out in the field before, and I always realized that whenever I could share a product with someone else, share it from my heart, tell my story to another person, the likelihood that they were to buy the product escalated dramatically. And one person used to teach me it's the right brain versus left brain. And all too often, we want to talk to the left side of the brain. The left side of the brain is where we do analytics, where we think through the facts, we think through the figures. And sometimes we try to sell to the left side of a person's brain, but less than 15% of all sales will take place in that left side. 85% will take place in the right side, where the heart, where the emotion, where your story, sharing with your friend, with your acquaintance, that is where the true sales process takes place. Now, Robert was going over quite a few of the different things, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about them that come into place because of sound. Now, one thing that I will talk about on the compensation plan for, excuse me, a second, and I'm not going to teach that right now. Taylor will teach that later. But just for housekeeping, the weeklies that we've been receiving with the retail bonus, and the weeklies are becoming even more relevant with everything we're doing. Weeklies historically have been paid from Wednesday at midnight to the next Tuesday at midnight. I think it's right, Mark. You guys, okay. And then it's paid 2 weeks later. But because today we're starting Sam brand new and everything, the weeklies will run from Saturday morning. So this morning when Sam first began, the weeklies just started running. They go through Friday night, just a tiny little bit of a change. You'll still get paid 2 weeks later. I just wanted you to know that one little thing. So for those few days that we were still under the old plan between the weeklies, we'll add that, or we'll add an additional check that you'll get paid for those first few days, or those last few days under the other comp plan. New packs. Oh my goodness, we got new packs coming out. 3 new packs. I don't have everything, but I'm going to start pulling some of the things. The first pack, called the Happy Pack. And the Happy Pack will be 6-dose experience. 6-dose experience for $180 will be the Happy Pack. And I honestly believe that the Happy Pack with the 6-dose experience, 6 of the 6-dose experience, will be the most sold pack that we have. The second pack that we have will be called the Happier Pack. And the Happier Pack will cost $265 US dollars for those who are watching, and from someplace else. And it will include 3 of the dose experience. It will include a tub of coffee, keto cream, and also a jar of Xanthamax, all for only $265. Like we're giving this stuff away. Good heavens. Cheers, Steve Pack, come on. Oh my goodness. And finally, the Happy Us Pack, that we'll be coming out with, will have, once again, 6 of the dose experience. It'll have 2 tubs of coffee, 1 of Xanthamax, 1 of Chocolate, and 1 of keto cream. They're in your back office. Thank you. Happiest Pack. And so You know, if a new person is enrolling, if they want some of the products, of course, and they're going to, for them to have at their house, these are great packs to be able to offer to them. Let's talk about just the dose experience for a minute. $30. Now, when you open the dose experience, it was looking from wherever it is. When you open it up, then you will see 6 different shareables right here for coffee and 6 different shareables of Xanthomet. Now, what we have done historically with the shareables, and you guys have done a very, very good job with that, but with Sam, we're going to enhance and even up our game just a tiny bit. Let me talk to you just a little bit about that for a second. And I'm going to put my best friend when I was growing up, his name was John. So I'm going to pretend like I'm talking to John for just a second. And, or actually, maybe a different story, I'm sorry. One of the things that I do, and I'm sure many of you guys try to help out your wives or something, but I go to the grocery store. I buy the groceries, I bring them home, and I stock our shelves once again when I get home. But my wife's watching this, isn't she? I usually do it, honey. No, but I don't mind doing that. And when I'm at the grocery store, people will come up to me with little samples and little packs. Would you like to try this, sir? I can't say no. Absolutely, I'd love to. And I put it in my basket. When I get home, sometimes I'll have 1 sample, sometimes none. Sometimes this time of year, 2 or 3. I take the groceries out and I stack them neatly in the shelf. What do I do with those samples? I throw them away. Why? One of the reasons, and you know, I was noticing, one time was even, they gave me a sample of a salad dressing and I threw it away where I even bought salad dressing at the store. I didn't attach any value to what they gave me. And since I'm not attaching any value to what they gave me, the worth of that to me is nothing. Or was very, very little. And I very, very rarely use one of those products. Once you start, if that person had said to me, would you like this sample? If I said yes, and he or she had said, that'll be $2 or $3, and I had purchased it, I would have not only attached value, but when I got home, just like my groceries, I'm going to make sure that I use that. Our goal is for you, is when you're talking with your potential customers and new people, we want them to use the product. If they attach a value to it, excuse me, as Robert was saying, the likelihood that they will try it and use it escalates a great deal. Now, if I were talking to my friend John, and I went up to my friend John with one of the dose experience, I would probably say something like, John, dude, I've been drinking this coffee for the last 3 weeks. I've never felt better. My wife, she actually likes me again, John. And the kids, they don't scream when I walk in the house. I'm not an angry old cuss. In fact, I don't even cuss anymore. John, I even lost 10 pounds. I want you to try this product too. You and your wife to try this product too. Now, will he want it every time? No. But at a price of only $30, we've priced it so that it has the value, so that if they buy that, they will go home and try it that night. Yet we've priced it low enough to where he's not going to say, oh, good heavens. You know, traditional multi-level marketing, if I wanted to buy the products to see if I liked it from a different company, I'd spend $300, $400, $500. Now, $30, and your customers can know if they like the product or not. And if they do like the product, they do try it and like it, their next step will most likely be to have a month's supply, to have some at home. If they try it and they don't like it, then that's okay too. They won't purchase. But either way, this way, you will be filled full of a lot of people who've used your product, who've tried it, who've liked it, and they're a lot happier customers. Next, thank you. That's a sample. What's that? So this is, Robert talked about the VBS, the Virtual Business System. And for those who are tuning in from different countries, the VBS, the $99 Virtual Business System is only available at this time inside the US. But inside the VBS, it comes with, first of all, it comes with 3, and this is only $99, and it comes with 3 of the dose experience. You know, we're attaching the value of $30. Here's $90 back to you right here. So you've got 3 of the dose experience. Next, and every bit as importantly, when they go in, when they join the back office, they'll be able to be hooked into the SAM Academy, where they'll find more training. Voice, I apologize. I will have more sympathy with the sun again now. But they will be able to go back in their back office, and you get the training, you get the different clips and different things like that from it may be Larry, it may be Taylor, it may be Robert, it may be someone else. You will be able to access that, and the value on that from what Larry and Taylor sold before is in the hundreds of dollars, and that will be available to all new affiliates for free. Thank you, good letter from me. The magazine. Can I talk for just a minute about the magazine? Because I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of the magazine, and I'm proud of Mr. Fleming. He spent hours creating, designing, and I don't know what goes into all of that, but I know that he spent many, many hours. And when people, companies at our age, at a 1-year birthday, I don't know of any company that's had a magazine like this that they can share with others. But with us, because of John Fleming here, we've got it. Yahoo! And also because of some of the work that Mr. Fleming has done, we have, it's not very attractive again, sorry, got it. A 5x7 SAM compensation card. And I know he spent many hours on this because he and I talked on the phone with a lot of people about this, but he's created this, and this will be in your part of your VBS. A getting started booklet telling the new affiliate what he or she needs to do in those first few days, those first 24 hours, that first 48 hours. So they're part of our wonderful company. We finally also come with a product catalog. And actually, I'm going to announce something else that will start coming with it. It won't be on December 1st, but it will be very soon that all new people, when they enroll, because we've just signed a contract, will be able to receive the deductor. For those of you who don't know anything what deductor is, it's an app. It's an app that allows you to be able to store, keep all of your expenses that you will have as an Elepreneur. You can link it to your bank, and all of your checks that come through, you can mark which one's a business one and which one's a personal one. You can link it to your credit cards, and when those charges come through, you can simply click, that's a business, that's a personal. If you're out, like this morning, and you buy a water, or you come here for the event, you can use that as a write-off. You can simply take a picture of it, it stores, and all of these things will store so that when you go for your tax appointment with your tax professional at the end of the year, you'll have everything laid out for them in a wonderful digital format. As I say, we just signed the contract. We're going to have that up as quickly as we possibly can, but that's part of VBS too. And guys, we're going to keep adding and adding and adding more things, because our goal is to make this experience for you the greatest experience possible. Put that right there. one other thing, and I apologize that, please forgive me that it wasn't as good, I'm not sure why, but they are now. The kits is an Elevate Paint brochure magazine that will come. There we go, right here, Elevate Paint, that will come. So that everybody out there in virtual land can see it too, the Elevate Paint. A brochure and magazine will come. There's Ms. Taylor right there in the very beginning, but she'll be sharing not only her knowledge and wisdom, but she'll be sharing the things that all of you women are doing out there in the field. We're very grateful for that. I'm like a double header then. If I took my coat off, I still want people to know. You want happiness, you come talk to me. You know what? This takes attraction marketing to a whole new level. Maybe not wearing shoes necessarily. No, seriously, it takes attraction marketing to a whole new level. Pretend like my friend John from school is, we'll use him for a second. Well, this morning, let's say I go up to a 7-Eleven, I have a water I want to buy in my hand, and there's a young man behind me, and I'm looking down at my shoes, the old man's shoes, and I'm looking going, these are the freaking coolest shoes ever. And the guy behind me is 18 years old. And I turn around to him and go, dude, look at these old man's shoes. What's he gonna do? Ignore me. He probably should. But if my friend John, who's another old man, if he comes in behind me, and he's standing behind me, and he goes, oh my goodness, look at your shoes. I love them. I now have permission to talk with him. Why? Is he calling his shoes out? You know what? I got those at Billy's place right down the street. Go see Billy, tell him I sent you, and you'll be able to get a great deal with these shoes. The button will give you permission to talk with someone when they say and ask you, how can I do that? Oh, that's easy. It's easy. Let me tell you about our happy coffee, everything like that. But now you have attraction marketing, you have permission marketing. So you're not necessarily going out cold turkey. They've already approached you first. Brilliant concept is going to come in each one of the kits. Be sure and wear it. You know, it's been fun. And all of us in the office have received many emails, text testimonials of people who just simply worn their bike. It's been amazing to me. One lady said that after the Atlanta event, she had 4 customers going to the airport, and by the time she got home, from wearing her bike. Attraction, permission, marketing. Sam. Well, it's always fun. I could keep talking forever, but I probably shouldn't. As I close it right now, I want to ask each and every one of you, especially at this time of the year, kindness. To those you know and those you love, send out a little bit more kindness. To those maybe you're estranged from, send out just a little bit more kindness to them. We live in a world, it's very, very hard. We want to be the happy company. And to be the happy company, one of the greatest things that we do are show more acts of kindness to as many people as we possibly can. I think I shared with people, my wife taught me this many years ago, that every morning, most mornings, I have a pen and a paper by my bedstand or wherever I am, and I try to write down 2 names. Maybe it's a person, and it's the first 2 names that come to my mind. Maybe it's a person who needs a great big congratulations hug, way to go, or maybe it's a person who's struggling. With those 2 people, I make sure that I call before the end of the day. What taught me that? It's been one of the greatest things I've ever been able to do in my life. I've made some of the greatest friends and relationships with them. Please, as affiliates of Elepreneurs, do that, especially during this season. Guys, we are working as hard as we can to earn your trust. Our goal, our mission is to continue to bring to you the latest, the greatest, high impact products, services, and tools so that your time and experience here at the Elephant and affiliate in Elepreneurs is the greatest experience of your lifetime and is the opportunity of a lifetime. And with that, I say, you know, and before I get off the stage, excuse me, you thought you were rid of me, right? I'm back. In my life, I've had the experience and the ability offered to me to be able to introduce a lot of different people. I've introduced congressmen and women, I've introduced senators, and I've introduced church leaders, civic leaders, people. But the person I get to introduce is honestly one of the bigger things for me. Last night, I spent about an hour reading about him. And as I read about him, I became more and more impressed. A lifetime, not just a success. He's had success more than most people could ever dream of. But a lifetime of caring, of helping others. Back in the late 1960s, he, just like many of you, like I've been, he became a distributor, an affiliate in the company. He knows what you do. He knows what you're going through. Has that wonderful experience. And with that wonderful experience, and he started, then he went to the corporate side. He rose very quickly through the ranks. And he became president of Avon West. I don't know if how many of you ever heard of a company called Avon, but good heavens, I heard of it when I was like a 5-year-old boy. It's one of the giants of the entire United States economy. And John was the president there. He led the contemporization process when he got to Avon, which incorporates so much from a company that size. And when he was president, they had 6 of the greatest, strongest, most influential years of unprecedented growth that they ever had. After leaving Avon, he went out and did another venture in life. He became the editor of the Direct Selling News. For those of you who don't know what the Direct Selling News is, it is the most relevant, has been the most relevant magazine for our industry for a long time. And John began there with fledgling and made it into who they are today. Guys, the opportunity to be able to work next to and with a person whose wisdom has been one of the greatest opportunities of my lifetime. On your feet, Mr. John Fleming!
Thank you. Good to be here. What a special day. Very special. It's an epic day. I think that's what Robert called it. It's a momentous day. It's just very special. This day never happened before. Is that correct? That makes it very special, correct? So it's good to stand here and look at so many smiling faces, and then to look at this camera and look out across America and places in the world and say, welcome to this special day again. I don't think we can say it enough. Congratulations on investing the time that you are investing in this special day. And this Elepreneurs family is amazing. And he said, this is growing Sorry about that. Did you miss the first part of what I said? We okay back there? Okay. So this is a day that's been coming for a long time. I can remember about 6 months ago when we talked about what this would be like. And then I remember 3 months ago, I remember Atlanta very vividly. And here we are kicking off Elepreneurs 2.0. So your achievements and your commitments are extraordinary. And having been around a long time, you get the opportunity to observe a lot of things. And Pete said so many gracious things. And it's a mutual admiration society back in that office to get to work with people like Keith and Larry and Taylor and Robert and all of the other staff that's there. And when I think about where this company was about 9 months ago, I remember the first distribution room that was no bigger than the stage. And some of you in the room remember that. So today, a few thousand people tuning in to be a part of everything that we are going to share and celebrating this first birthday and the introduction of Sam. I get the opportunity to introduce the next very special person. But before I do that, I want to just reflect a little bit on the journey and just add a little bit of perspective to what you've already heard. When I first got a call from Robert to come in and listen to what was happening and then to be invited to be a part of some of the strategic thinking and the planning that would be necessary to get us to this place that we are enjoying today, I had a few things that were important to me, and he kind of checked them off and covered them one by one. And the first thing I think that's important when you are growing a company is vision. You've heard the expression, without a vision, people perish. So a vision is very, very important. I think the mission is also very, very important. And he clarified that in very simplistic times, in very simplistic ways, not in very simplistic times. But when he said to me, we want to help people elevate their lives by being focused on helping or elevating the lives of others. I thought that was solid. I thought that was as solid as it could be. Elevate lives by helping people to better understand how to elevate the lives of others. And then when we talked about principles and values, they kind of rolled out very, very easily. And I think principles and values are very important. So I'm just recapping some things from a perspective that has allowed us to be where we are today. And the magazine that Keith talked about is a publication that kind of tells the story. And if you look at page 14 and 15, you'll see those guiding principles that have got us to this special moment at this special place and time. And the principles were very simple, but they're very profound and they have a lot to do with what is happening. And the first principle that you'll see, and you've heard this several times already, so I'm being a little bit repetitive, but the first principle is we would build the company on customer acquisition. Now that's a big statement because when you say that, you've got to have what? Good products. So if you're going to build a company on customer acquisition, then you have to have good products. And I think that everyone in this room and everyone out there across the country and around the world, you probably have your own way of expressing your joy for being able to share with others what someone shared with you when it comes to these products. The second guiding principle, which is so important, it guides everything we do, that we would commit to supporting independent Elepreneurs, now affiliates, with the finest in tools that we could bring to bear. Now, isn't that good? So when you look at some of the things that Keith has shown you, from the dose experience to now the new physical kit to everything that you're going to experience on your website Monday. There's a new back office. This is living out a commitment to bring to you the finest in support. You think that's important to you? All right, I think it's really important. So I just want to take a moment to make sure you're not taking any of these things for granted, because I remember day one. I remember the first distribution space, which was about the size of the stage. And last night at midnight, most of us were still awake. And you know, one of the biggest fears you have when you're making so many changes, when you looked at the slide that Robert put up, 10 new things went into play at midnight last night. Now, you know, some of us were sitting there, you know, just hoping, you know, hold it together and let's get to 12:01. And folks, we made it. So you can applaud that. And across the country, you can stand up and say, yes. And here we are today. And the third thing in those guiding principles, and this is very intentional, it's not by accident. The third thing was to recognize and reward the people who actually do the work. And that's very important. Reward and recognize those who do the work. And I've always said in my experience, you know, in the end, we sell and service customers, we share with others what someone shared with us, and we show others how to do what we are learning to do. So we're phrasing it maybe a little bit different than that, but that's been in my DNA. And I think it's a beautiful thing when a company commits to those kind of basic principles. So where are we going? Just a little background on the research that goes in to determine where we go. We have to make sure that we are not just looking at this from a perspective of the past. Make sense? We're looking at this from a perspective of what the future is beginning to look like. So as we have charted the course and listened to you and incorporated so many thoughts into strategic direction, we are pretty confident that we have looked into the future to best understand what you need to build a business that is not only successful, but sustainable. Make sense? Okay. So we took a look at what's happening with the gig economy. And for those of you that have heard me speak on any occasion that we've been together, it's very important to do that and to understand it, because there are some new models that are impacting consumers and new models that are impacting how people engage in other activities to earn additional income. So when it comes to service and when it comes to being customer friendly, we had to take a close look at Amazon. We have to understand what Amazon is doing in the marketplace. When it comes to looking at new gig opportunities that are growing like crazy, we had to take a look at Uber. We had to take a look at TaskRabbit. We had to take a look at phenomena like Etsy, a global mall, if you will. And I do a lot of shopping there. In fact, the last cufflinks I purchased were made in India. But yet it's like, I'm just online, I'm shopping, and in about 7 days, I got my handmade cufflinks from India. So there's a new phenomenon going on in the marketplace, and that's why SmartShip and the things that are built into your back office are so important, because you have to compete. So you have to have an e-commerce engine that brings you into a level playing field with the new type of competition that's out there. Make sense? So that's a little bit of what has gone on behind the scenes. And we've got all of the stats that have helped us make some good decisions. There's another big stat that's been in existence in this channel of distribution for many, many years. And sometimes it's like maybe we're not paying enough attention to it. And it's the stat that leads to the introduction of our next good friend. And I'm talking about the fact that 75% of the participants in what we have historically called the direct selling channel of distribution, 75% have always been women, and 25%, approximately 25 men. Now, sometimes that might fluctuate a little bit, but about 75% have always been women. Now, I spent many years at Avon Products, so I learned to understand the value of recognizing the contributions that are made by women. So as we, thank you. And some of you have heard me say, I learned to understand that I was so grateful in that great company that has always committed itself to women, that there was a little bit of room for a few good men. And thank goodness it's in play here, okay? So how about a hand for the few good men? And there are many good men in this one. But this is a very important stat to acknowledge and to work into the strategic direction of everything that we do. So as we talk about Elevate Pink, and many of us have on pink ties, it's not just about wearing the pink tie. It's not just about a day in the life of you as an affiliate. It is a strategic direction that is very intentional in terms of how we march into the future. So we want to encourage, we want to empower, and we want to edify women in the roles that they play in the society that we live, and most importantly, within the opportunity of Sam and the Elepreneur company that you are part of. Are you excited about that? So that leads me to introducing Taylor Thompson, and she is the wife of Larry Thompson, icon, legend in this particular business model, known all over the world. But Taylor is also Taylor, and I'm going to introduce her the same way that I introduced her in Atlanta for the benefit of all of you across the country, 2,000, 10,000, whatever that number might be. Taylor is a wife. She's a mother, she's a significant other, she's an aunt, she's a cousin, she's a sister-in-law, she's an emotional human being, she's a friend, she's a manager of a household, she's a manager of a husband, she is a woman, she is an entrepreneur. Please help me welcome our friend, Taylor Thompson.
Hey guys! Woo, woo, woo! Thank you, John! Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. Thank you. Awesome. Well, I was gonna hop up on the stage like Keith did, but I thought better not in these things, right? Because it is all about the shoes, right, ladies? I'm so excited to be here and so excited to be sharing with here and all of you guys out there in the internet world. It's pretty amazing to think that technology can bring us in the living rooms of how many people. I know that there's several watch parties going on, so hey out there. And I know that our new I get these names all mixed up. What is that? Triple Crown. Yes, the Triple Crowner. Lori, they're having mimosas and money, right? Wouldn't you be like to sit in that living room right now? All right, where's the mimosas at? There, Robert. I mean, what's up? Okay, anyway. No, all right. So seriously, so I thank you so much for that introduction, John. I really appreciate that. And as I was listening to that introduction and thinking about manager of husband, yeah, that one should be the first one, right? You know, because he is a handful, right? So that's where I get all my accolades. But as John was talking here, and it took me back to Atlanta whenever we first started talking about whenever we launched Elevate Pink. This is something that's really been a passion for me since I started, and really as I started You know, I never saw myself as being an entrepreneur. You know, I was just, whenever I started 25 plus years ago, I just wanted mom care versus daycare. You know, that's all I care about. An extra $800. And that was me. That was equivalent to me working full time and paying for daycare. That was where my number was. And you know, everybody has that magic number. And so I did a lot of really, really crazy things. Now, 25 years ago, they actually had ads in the newspaper that said, you know, work from home, make extra money, stuff envelopes. Has anybody seen those little crazy? Okay. And, you know, I sent off my money. Now, isn't this crazy? I sent off money to buy something that I'm going to make money with. And, like, okay, you would think that I would have had a clue, but I didn't. But, you know, because they say you do things for two reasons, either through inspiration or desperation, right? And so I always thought I was going to be a businesswoman and really work, you know, because I had a degree and I graduated from college and was really going to set the world on fire because I was that girl that grew up on the other side of the tracks, right? And I was like, I had big visions and I had big dreams. And so, but whenever I was at the time I was married to a professional athlete and he had a career-ending injury and we had a new baby. And my whole priorities of life completely changed because what I thought was important and what I thought was valuable, you know, changes dramatically whenever you look in those baby blues, right? And things that I thought were going to be my life and what was important to me was totally insignificant. Because I knew that I wanted to instill my value system in this child, not anybody else. You know, I was the latchkey kid. You know, you guys know that term. I was the one that got myself up and got myself off to school, made my own breakfast, came home, started laundry, I was the only child, and that's the way I was raised, and I wanted something different. And so that's really what set me on this journey. And so whenever I started in this process and looking for those opportunities and all to find out that they were, you know, just pie in the sky. It was not a real deal, you know, and there were scams back then, believe it or not, you know. But, you know, I kept answering these ads in the newspaper, and so I'm going to tell you this part of this whole story here because this is very interesting because I was answering these ads and it was Herbalife ads. And, you know, the famous last words was like, oh my God, I'm not going to sell anything. I'm not interested, right? How many times have you probably said it yourself, right? You said it out there, right? You're not interested. No, I wasn't interested in doing that. And the reason I wasn't interested in doing that is because there was this lady that lived across the street from me. And she had all these bumper stickers all over her car that said, lose weight now, ask me how, right? And it said Herbalife, and I was like, oh my God, if that's what you have to do, I'm definitely not interested in that, right? And I mean, like they were plastered, like these magnetic signs all over her car. And I thought, they need to change their marketing plan fast. And so, so in the process of answering these ads, I was not interested. And I made beaded earrings. That was one of the things that I sent off for to work from home. And I had to make 20 pair to be part-time. And after 4 hours, and I didn't even have one complete, I was like, okay, maybe this is not working. And then one of my the thing that really broke the straw that broke the camel's back was that I was going to make doll's hair. Okay, now doll's hair, you know how pretty beautiful the doll, they're blonde, you know, they hardly have any brunette. I don't know what the problem is with that, but I had you know, the blonde hair, pretty dolls, right? And so they literally sent me this bag, Ziploc bag full of goat hair, long hair Angora goat hair. And then they sent me this bag full of this beautiful looking, what it was supposed to look like in this other bag. Now you can imagine
goat hair being shaved off an Angora goat, long hair. You can imagine what's inside of all that hair, you know, dirt and hay and they give you instructions. You're supposed to process this in your bathtub. You're supposed to lay it out in your bathtub and clean it. Now, I am running this is my bathtub that I take a bath in, and I'm putting this goat hair in this bathtub. You know, following all the instructions. Now, what does it say? Okay. And it was like this bolt of lightning out. Now, I can literally see myself across the tub doing this, and I broke down and I just started bawling. Because I'm like, what am I doing? This is insane. This is never going to work. This is never going to happen, right? And I know it's funny. I mean, because it's true. I mean, I can't make this stuff up, you know. But it was the reality of like, is there anything of value? Is there any opportunity? You know, is there anything that I'm going to be able to find to make this desire for this $800 to come true? And so I answered another ad, right? And guess what it was? Herbalife. But isn't it interesting that whenever you go through processes and whenever you go through different things, that as you go through those trials and errors, how your perception continues to change because you've changed, right? So it took me going through those changes and going through all of those processes to come to the point to where now whenever whenever I picked up the phone and they're telling me this story, I hear with a different set of ears because I'm different, right? But what was interesting, and this is really comes down to really the whole crux of my whole career, and it comes down to this story that they told me. And they told me about, there was this couple. Now I'm a West Texas girl, born and raised, lived all over West Texas, and I was living in Lubbock, Texas at the time. Anybody know where Lubbock is? Okay. And there was this couple that lived in Levelland, Texas, which was about 20 miles that way from Lubbock. And there was this couple there, and they were making $10,000 a month. Now, keep in mind, I never thought for a minute that somebody like me with no education in the networking experience could make $10,000 a month, and nor did I care about that. And I didn't even hear that. The only thing that I heard was, wow, if a couple like that lived not very far from where I live, in a town of 15,000 people, which I live in a town of 250,000 people, could make $10,000 a month, right? Surely I, processor of goat hair, can make 800. And that was the thing that was a trigger point for me. That was that thing, that magical thing that took place for me, that I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. And so I got started. And I was ignorance on fire. I didn't know anything. I was crazy. My very first month, I made 3 times my goal. It was, and I knew that this was the magic for me. But what was really more important for me is that now, we need to backtrack a little. Remember that little redheaded lady that lived across the street from me with all the bumper stickers? Guess it was my sponsor. You can't make this stuff up. Like, that was my sponsor. She ran an ad, I answered an ad across the street, and she signs me up. What? Now, I never put bumper stickers all over my car. I'm just going to tell you, that never happened. But I did learn how to wear this amazing button and really grew an incredible business. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But the thing about it is, for me, and what brings me to this piece right here is that, okay, so that redheaded lady, her upline was Tish Roisin, the first distributor in the state of Texas, which happened to be Larry Thompson's sister. So I was very fortunate to be mentored by Larry Thompson and to be raised up in an environment and be in a culture that allowed for, you know, a processor of goat hair to be incubated, to be cultivated, to learn and to grow and to get believability and to get confidence and to be in an environment that allowed for the ups and the downs and the struggles, and to have people that brought you along and encouraged you along the process. And so, you know, whenever Larry and I mean, so we've been really traveling all over the world for the last 10 years, really taking this message. Whenever we started seeing a change and really, you know, how we saw the pendulum of network marketing and really losing its true essence of what it really was all about, which was really about the average person's best chance. And that's what I always believed. That's the way I was raised. Whenever, you know, we refer to me as the stay-at-home mom, he refers to himself as the long-haired hippie construction worker. And that's how we see ourselves. That's how we've always seen ourselves. It's no different. We're no different than anybody else. If we can do it, you can do it. That's the concept. And so I told Larry, it's like, you know, whenever I have this vision, and I have this vision that I really, if there was a way that we could, you know, have, whenever we're working with a company, we've worked with several companies and within the leadership, I want to put together a group of women, because I know there's such a void in this space, because the whole time we're working with this and we're working with leadership, you know, it's the women that were out there doing the work, but it was the men that were calling all the shots. It was the men in the corporate that were like making decisions. I'm like, who's the genius that thought of that? Because I don't know what they're thinking. You know, I know what they were feeling, but I don't know what they were thinking, right? And so I said, I've been sharing this vision with him, like what I've wanted to do, and it was never really the right, you know, set of circumstances and the right people and the right environment, and you know, all of those things that kind of have to line up. And so whenever, and I know some of you have already heard the story, but for the edification of those out there in the internet world who maybe haven't had this conversation, is whenever we were at the ANP last June, and Larry was recognized for his 50th birthday in network marketing, and we actually saw Robert speak on stage. And it was one of those things, because I'll never forget, there was a panel up here and Robert was sitting like right here and we were sitting like right there in the front. And there was the CEOs of all these companies, and they were talking the right language, but it wasn't making any sense, because it's like somebody having book knowledge but no application. It was all a theory, and they were talking about customer acquisition, but what they were saying was not logical and didn't really make any sense. The only one that really made any sense was Robert, because he was like, I was like, this guy gets it. He's speaking our language and the stuff that he was saying, and it was in the little nuances of what he was saying that resonated with Larry and I. And that's whenever we made it was after the event that I reached out to Robert, and I Facebook, you know, I messaged him, and I friended him, you know, and he became friends. Like, oh my gosh. And you know, and we ended up having this conversation, and like we had this amazing phone conversation, and it was like I was talking to my long lost friend, because you have to understand that this message that Larry and I have been talking about, you know, the 80%, the fun, simple, magical, the $500 to $1,000 a month. I mean, everybody else in this world, in this space, it's like going whoop, like way over their head. They don't get it. They don't hear it. It's like their eyes glaze over. And so whenever Robert was like resonating with the things that I was saying, it was like, okay, there's definitely some synergy here. And before you know it, like by the next week, we're sitting in his office, and kind of the rest is history, and how we came, the 1st of August, when we put, we started working with the focus group people. So focus group people, were you here? Yes, yay, look at these guys. So this was our first chance to get to meet these guys, and what a privilege and what an honor. And so after the first meeting, I told Larry, I was like, this is the place. I was like, this is it. This is the place. This is where this goes. And so whenever I talked to Robert, and I'm like, okay, so what do you think about this? This is what I'm thinking, right? And he was like, oh my gosh, he loved it. He's like, this is it. You're right. You're right on the message. And so I have to say tremendous kudos to Robert, because he got it. And he got the vision, and he understood it. And the fact that he did, and he embraced it to the point, to the level that he did. And then whenever Keith, and then for certain, I've always known how Larry felt about women, because his deal was always, and I've said this before, is like, go get a handful of women, guys, and just go put your feet up on the desk, because they're going to make it happen. So I always knew how he felt about women, but to be able to, work with these gentlemen here, and to know that they resonate with the same thing, and they feel the same way about women, I have to say, my heart was smiling big, and I knew that this was going to be a big deal, because I knew that, here's the thing, I grew a business inside of an abusive marriage that nobody else knew what was happening behind my closed doors. I left with my 3 kids and with the clothes on our back, and nobody knew until I left. They thought we had the perfect family. And so in this space with Elevate King, this space that allows for the woman that wears all the different hats and carries all the different jobs, and to have a space for her to come and to be really authentic to who she is, and not just as a mom, and not just as a wife, and not just as an aunt or whoever that is, but it allows for her to truly be herself, to truly let the veil down, and to truly be known. And as I started sharing some of this message, and I had the privilege of really sitting down with Judy, and when we first launched this, our lives were like parallel. We ran a parallel life, and so it's a lot of times that whenever you're in business and whenever you're doing things, that everything is surface and superficial, and you really never get into the relationship part, because you're too busy, being up here and celebrating. But whenever there's really deep things happening that we can, and guys, you guys may not resonate with that, because listen, guys, how many conversations have you had in your I can tell Larry, I'm like, oh, hey, and I just said it, and then he'll say, well, we can, and I'm like, and he go, well, and you ladies know what I'm talking about, right? And the guys, they just want to say, well, we can do that. No, I don't need you to do anything. I don't need you to say anything. I just need you to sit there and listen to me. Right? Just to hear me. And so women, we understand that, and we understand how we communicate, and we understand how we build relationships. And so I have seen nothing but absolutely, for those of you who don't know, like right after the Atlanta event, Larry took me on a surprise getaway to the Dominican Republic. downtime, and I couldn't get off my phone. I could not stop reading the stories. I could not stop sending. I was sending screenshots of the stories to these guys, going, "Oh my God, this is so crazy! It's so awesome! I'm so excited!" And we knew that this is a place that women are going to grow and bloom right where they're planted. And so for that, I'm super excited. And the vision that we have for Elevate Pink, I mean, you guys just wait. If you knew what I knew, you're gonna be blown away. But what I want to do right this minute is I don't want to like freak you out a little, but I'm gonna call some ladies up here that they don't know that I'm gonna call. He's like, "Don't look at me! Don't look at me!" So, Tony, would you please come here? Yay! Okay. I didn't want to tell you I was going to bring you up here because I didn't want you to be freaking out over there. So you have no idea what I'm about to say. So this sweet lady, because I mean, my messenger is like, my messenger is full. But one of the messages was you. It was you. That, and I just want you to take a minute and just tell what you want to tell, but what Elevate Pink means to you. And so, not to put you on the spot, but I just, and I don't, because I don't know, because it was a really personal message. And so I don't know what you want to share, but if you want to give them just whatever that looks like. But I will tell you that your story moved me.
Okay, so I have no time to prepare for this, obviously, and knowing that it's not just you here that I'm looking at, but thousands of people out there in the world. But you know, I believe for everything there's a time and a place, right? And so many women that are out there in the world are broken. And we always take fine, put on the smile, and just go. And for me personally, my life has been a big secret. You know, sometimes you're just so ashamed of things that have happened in your past, things that you may have been a part of, and things that just were totally out of your control, but you're just embarrassed. And so you just live this life with no one ever knowing the truth, and you never feel comfortable sharing with anyone because it's embarrassing almost. And so, about a couple of years ago, I had the opportunity through my healing, and I believe that God brings us where He needs us to be able to use us for what we were created for. And so my walk with God has led me to a place where I am empowered to help women with no voice. So if any of you know the story of Elizabeth Smart, many of you, it's a very popular story out there. That's kind of my life. Only it wasn't just, I was trapped in a relationship for 15 years that was horrid. And so many things happened that we can't go back and change it, but it's all for a reason for us to be able to take what we've experienced in life and to use it to help other women. There are so many women out there right now. Maybe you're in the room here right now that you need to change. You need to be able to, you need to be inspired, empowered, and you need to have the belief that you can do this and you don't need to depend on anyone in your life other than yourself to be able to make great things happen. So just know that you are beautiful, you are special, and there are women out there that need to hear your story and what you've been through to be able to get past their now. Okay? Don't hold on to your past. Your past does not define you and where you are today and where we're going, especially in this amazing company, and especially partnered with Taylor and Elevate Pink. Guys, we have the opportunity to truly, the products are awesome, but look at the opportunity that you have to truly change someone's life. Sit down and share your story. Let people know where you've come from. Share your heart so that they can have hope and believe that they can get beyond where they're stuck.
Wow. 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 I don't think she could have done it better if she would have written it out and wrote it. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. I want you to stay right here. Okay, so now this is Elevate Pink, ladies, guys. This is the essence of this. And I wanted you to hear that, and I thank you for being so transparent and so vulnerable with everybody here, because what she said is really the true essence of what this is all about. Because whenever having the courage to go out there and tell your story, because nobody else can tell Tony's story like Tony. Nobody's walked in her shoes. They may have walked in parallel lines, but nobody's walked in the way that she's walking, and nobody can share it the way that she's sharing it, and nobody can touch somebody's heart the way that she particularly can, right? And so with what you're saying here is that everybody has a unique story that somebody needs to hear, and they need to hear it repeatedly. And somebody is out there that needs a beacon of hope, an array of light. And you may just be the answer to their prayer. But you won't be unless you're willing to share your story. And that's what she's saying. And I love that. And I just want to thank you so much for taking time to share that with me. Awesome. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, okay. Yeah, no, yeah. Surprise! How you doing? Okay, so you don't know that I'm. This is a surprise. So you get to hold that. I'll let you hold that. Okay. So I was introduced to Nancy, was it a couple of weeks ago? Okay, a couple of weeks ago, and Ricky put me on the phone with Nancy, and he was like, hey, I need a phone call. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, I got this girl. I'm like, okay. And so Ricky says, are you ready? I'm like, I'm ready. And so he's like, here's Nancy. And so I'm like, hi, Nancy. So anyway, tell us about you and your story, and how about a little bit of our conversation, because I don't want to take any feel away from you, but I'm.
Well, you know, when I came into this industry just 3 years ago, it really was about helping people, especially helping other women. Your story really, the way you spoke was touched my heart, because I could see the true heart of what you're doing here, and that it's real. Because so often as women, we say that we support each other, and we say that we want everyone to succeed, and that you're beautiful, and you know you're amazing, and inside you can see, you know, the woman's not feeling it because they don't feel good about themselves, and it's such an important part of what we do, is to make someone feel like they're enough, and it's the message that actually Ricky and I gave us too, you know, as men, about people coming into this company, was about you're enough, you know, you don't have to feel like you need, you know, to get to this level and that level, you know, come in and we'll meet you where you're at. And I think a lot of women have trouble doing that for themselves, and that's why they have so much trouble doing it for other women, and I'd like to see the change, and I'd like to be part of that change.
Very nice, very nice. I love that. And so this in this conversation, feel free. In this conversation, I mean, we never really talked about the business. All we did was talk about elevating. We just talked about what you know, what the vision is and what we want to do. And before I know, I mean, so I didn't even know what happened, but all I know is the next week she was there at the office, and she was like, hey, I'm here, let's go. And we were taking photos, and so I knew that she had joined. And so I just appreciate you, because I could tell by the questions that you're asking that this was a very integral part of what you wanted to align with. So thank you for coming up here and sharing. So you can, okay, so Carol. Surprise!
I want to go sit down.
It's okay. You can't. You look too cute in your leopard outfit. I love it. Leopard lady. Okay. So I want you to tell about how you feel about Elevate Pink, and because I want to bring up something really specific, because something just happened this week with your daughter. It's okay. Should I?
I've actually more text because I read.
Okay. Tell me.
I've had so many people telling me I need to share my story. It's really dark, and no one knows it because it was a process, you know. And now I'm thinking I should be more open with my story. Everyone keeps saying I need to go live on Facebook because I can help other women. And when she said that, I said, is she talking to me? Like, I think Tony's, you know, does she know? You know, but what you're talking about is, yes, I do this with my daughter.
No. Okay, so this is one of those divine moments, because I'm thinking I'm bringing her up here for something. and she's going to tell us something different. And I want you to tell what you want to tell, not what I thought you might want to tell.
Yeah.
I want you to tell what you want to tell.
I just had a very dark marriage years ago, locked in closets and beat, guns held to my head, all the bad stuff. And I got out and ran and moved to Texas. And I moved here. I didn't know anybody. I just moved to Texas and got a new job, new life. Was in hiding for years. And I still feel like I'm in hiding because no one knows. Everyone sees the facade, my outside. They don't see what's holding me back. And sometimes I think I'm held back in this industry. I don't think I'm worthy. And the elevate thing is going to take me there.
Honey, you are beautiful inside and out. There's no question. You're doing great. But what I thought I was bringing her up here to do is that I know that you're doing this business with your daughter, and she just ranked up this last week. So we can
She went through horrible depression and had gained a lot of weight on the medication they prescribed her. And when I introduced this to her, I said, please just drink it. Please be on this. And she's lost 60 pounds. And her attitude is amazing. She's the happiest I've ever seen her. She smiles. She's happy. And she just hit gold. So we're hoping she can get the platinum this next month.
Woo! I want you to give these ladies a big hand here. I had no idea what was going to happen out here, but I'm just telling you, this is magic right here, and this is amazing. And these ladies are beautiful inside and out, and I can't wait to be working with you. I'm so impressed. I'm so excited, and thank you so very much for each of you and what you're going to bring and how. I mean, here's the thing, what I know with what you just laid out there, there's somebody else, there's another lady out there waiting to hear this story and to hear where you've been and how you've walked and how you've conquered. And at the same time, by focusing on that cause, they're going to build a business. It's going to happen. And I just thank you so much. Give them a hand, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can I say wow? Wow. Thank you so much, ladies. That's Elevate Me. And guys, I hope that you heard what was happening here, because if you guys, and I said this in Atlanta and I said it kind of flippantly, but really guys, if you just go find the women, go wear that button, go find the women, bring them in here, you go catch them and we'll clean them. You know? You go catch them and we'll clean them. I know that's a fishing term, you know, that you guys would probably identify with. Okay, so, but there's many women out there that need that kind of space to grow in, to become more, and whenever you are in this space to where you see other women just like you, whenever you identify with women in the places that they've been. And you see whenever they're celebrating their little wins, right? And as they grow, and what's happening is that they go, wow, if she can do it, maybe I can do it too. I was listening to one of the stories that came out, and she posted on there. She was like, in the story, she said, I was just about to quit and give up. I was just about to walk away. And I just decided, no, I needed to jump in and join. And all the women that loved on her in that story, and they were like, and it was just like, they all just jumped on her, like, sending all these comments and like, you know, and the loves and the hearts and all that stuff. You know, you know, Julie, you might be watching. So we have Julie that's from Hawaii, that I met her in Atlanta, you know, and she goes home and she's like posting, like, she had a brain tumor and she's being faced with, you know, chemo and radiation right now, and the women and the prayers and everything that's being poured out and this love being sent out to Julie, to have that kind of support network that has nothing to do with business. It has everything to do with where she is and what she's going through. And to have people that are loving her where she is, that is Elevate Peak. And whenever we focus on the woman, the business is inevitable. If we focus on the woman and build and grow the woman, the business will come. And so I hope you guys, literally guys, understand what you just saw here and what tool that you have available for you to help you build and grow your business, especially with the ladies. I mean, I know the ladies get it already, but just in case you guys might have missed the boat. Okay, anyway. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention. I appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate all you guys out up there. I want you to, if you're not in Elevate Peak, I please go in and join the Facebook group and make sure that you tell, you know, give them your ID number because it is exclusive for Elepreneurs. And so it makes the process a little easier because I am a one-man show right now. So I'm having, I'm to verify, okay, they're really Elepreneurs. So be patient, you know, because I am a one-man band right now. But let us know that you are Elepreneurs so we can get you in, so we can get you into the group. Whenever you come in, if you're, you know, as you're introducing the ladies and you're edifying them, make sure your new members that come in, make sure that they come on and tell their own story, right? It's great to be edified by the person that's invited you, but it's very much more powerful to hear their story in their voice from their perspective, so we get to really know them. And so as we're growing the team and we're growing the community, we have a lot more things to come. You guys just be patient, buckle in, just get the ladies in there, and we're going to love on them and we're going to grow them to the next level. So anyway, that's it for me. Robert, are you going to come back on?
Taylor Thompson. I don't know if you understand what's going on, but let me give you a clue. You've got this DNA that we've been talking about, this historical DNA, and you're witnessing something really unique. That's why I'm saying, and we're saying, there's never been an environment like this before. And it's going to sound funny, but it's kind of happening, you know. So today, Avon, 130 plus years old, obviously a company for women. It's the #2 company in the world today. The #3 company in the world today is Herbalife. And the #9 company today is Nu Skin. And what's happening with the DNA is we've become the herbalized Avon in a new skin. The herbalized Avon in a new skin. It's good, right? That's Tony Freeman gave me that one. And Tony, I know you're watching. But the thing about that, the number 2 company in the world, and usually Avon battles Amway every year, number 1 and number 2 for a long time. And but the essence of that is the women. But a lot of you wouldn't know this, but when John was at Avon, they used to in the mid 80s, they were trying to figure out and emulate what Herbalife was doing, right? And Nu Skin, same thing. Nu Skin, 1984, they got together, and in 1984, Herbalife was like it in the mid 80s, especially if you're old enough to remember. And they were doing the same thing. And so here this DNA, and it's more than just that, right? I mean, because I have some too. But we, because there's a collective here, there's a lot of people in this room that are involved in the collaborative co-creation of what's going on. And so Elevate Pink, that is born out, as you heard Kayla talking about, and she's had some ideas and concepts, but the name Elevate Pink was born with us. Yes, I mean, she didn't think I know she didn't think of Elevate in that process before we came together. But the power of what's happening is that, you heard John Fleming talk about the industry is 74% women. Correct, on 74% is driven by the women. In this company, we're at 80-something%. So isn't it a natural, logical conclusion that we should kind of be the herbalized Avon and Nu Skin? Right? That's been, if you're really getting that, understand what's happening. That's second thing is what I keep witnessing as I hear these stories is, I mean, I'm a man, right? So we as men don't. It's kind of like she's telling a story about talking to Larry about whining and all this stuff. And we as men, we're like, yeah, okay, it'll be all right. Like, get over it. It's what we do sometimes, because we're just like, pretty. Some of us are more emotional than others. But here's the point: what I keep witnessing as I see these stories is the depths of what you just saw with like Carol and Tony, and Nancy just showed up. I mean, what's interesting about that is that literally they're just coming in, and the traction marketing isn't the button in this case. The traction is that. So this is an extension of what we're doing and changing and healing. This is SAM. Elevate Pink is SAM because you have to be an affiliate, an Elepreneur to participate. But there's something going on, right? I don't know what to call it yet, other than Elevate Pink and SAM and Elepreneurs, but there's something else happening. Is that obvious? You guys, can you see this? Can you feel this? And there's a lot of news, there's a lot of thought and strategy and history that fuels the thought and strategy of what we're doing. So it's an epic day. So here's what we're going to do. For the audience here live, we're going to take a short lunch break. You guys can go out. There's food out in the foyer here. And for those of you watching, we're going to be back here live right on the hour at 1 o'clock Central. So if you're East Coast, that's 2 o'clock. If you're West Coast, that's 11 a.m. for you. We're going to be back in front of your screen at 1 Central. And I'm going to tell you, you haven't seen anything yet. Because what you're going to see this afternoon is the essence of Sam. And you're going to have none other than Larry Thompson back with Taylor up here, giving the essence of what this SAM plan is. We're going to learn a lot this afternoon, so you don't want to miss it for those of you watching live stream. And that's it. So we're going to be back here in 33 minutes. Thank you.
I can hear you, Dallas, Texas. Let's make some noise. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone, on the simulcast. Welcome from literally all around the world, probably. Welcome back. This is going to be an incredible session this afternoon. You know, I was reflecting, Robert, over the last several weeks. We've been traveling around classes, sensational Saturday. But I'm here to tell you that today, this is the most sensational Saturday with the launch of Elepreneurs 2.0. No doubt about it. So I'm just tickled to death to be able to introduce our keynote speakers this afternoon. It gives me a great amount of pleasure because I've had the opportunity to work with Mr. Larry Thompson over the last several weeks in a very, very special focus group. And I just want to say something, folks. Old dog can learn new tricks. It's been incredible, and what we've learned from him, you know, it's almost a mentorship status for me. And it just gives me a great amount of pleasure to introduce this gentleman, a 50-year-plus veteran in the industry. His accolades are very, very extensive. We won't go into all that. But most importantly, I want everybody to stand up. Please get off your seats, stand on your feet. Let's give a big welcome not only to Mr. Larry Thompson, the incredible Larry Thompson, but the phenomenal Taylor Thompson as well. Come on up here, guys.
Hey guys! Wow. Okay, so
Wait, I'm from Dallas. And you guys are acting like you're proud group of Lubbock. They only have one door Walmart there. They're not even 2 doors, okay? So we got to do something about this, okay? We've got an audience out there with about 10,000 eyes on you guys.
okay. Okay, so I have to tell you guys a story about Larry. Yeah. This is gonna be a funny one. So now,
You got to remember, who gets the mic last and just tell the last story. So go ahead.
okay, so you have to know he's from LA, right? LA guy, California guy, right? I'm West Texas girl, right? And so whenever we met, I'm a single mom of 3 little girls. So in between us, we had 6 girls. Okay? So he definitely needs a good.
Oh, yeah. I want to go
And so, okay, so he moves to Texas, and we like, you know, we start our relationship, and we start dating, get engaged, other girls and stuff. And so this is back in 2000. So he's California guy, he's Beverly Hills guy. I mean, whenever I met him, okay, ladies, his closet was 2,400 square feet. That was his closet. It was bigger than my house at the time. Like, seriously? So we get to Texas, and so I said, okay, we're gonna go shopping. He's like, okay. So he had his first Walmart experience with me. Right? Now you have to understand, this guy had everything he owned was Versace. I mean, everything, like, he had 3,000 pair of shoes. He did. Okay, so we go into Walmart, and he was like, so this is the funniest thing. He was going to Walmart, and so he's like going through the men's clothing section, right? And he's like, look at this. Look at this sweater. He said, it's $9. I said, I know. And he was like, and they have it in more than one color. I And so he was like Mr. Rogers. I didn't think I was ever going to pull it off. I mean, he was like Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood walking around with this little gray sweater, but he was so excited that it was only $9 that he was just fascinated. And so, you know, to move the LA boy to West Texas and to have his first Walmart experience, that is, I have to tell you.
It's like the show. They only take one.
So I had to tell a little story off on him.
Thank you, Dave. Try to, but it's now alive again for another kid. Listen, guys. I'll go to guys' audience. Especially George. Notice. Okay, I mean, like what, 72 hours, we're going to do this, or whatever it was. It's a very few days to do this. And you guys showed up. You guys you know that where's my microphone?
It's somewhere in here because it's making noise.
Guys, I'm saying.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, let me follow them. Okay.
Come on. Come on. Oh, we're over the shoulder.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, it was just a very short notice. You guys came on for several different states here, and then we at the same time we said we're going to do it in Dallas. We had to come up with a location, get one to take the Wi-Fi status to be able to transmit it around basically the world. And but I think I over 2,000 or something locations that were registered. Okay, that's a possibility of 10,000 40,000 2,000 times 4, 8,000. How many eyes would that be? Okay. Oh, I know what I'm trying to say. Okay, if there was just one person in each location, you're looking at 4,000. But I think, what if there's 5 people in each location? What if there's 10 people? That's 20,000 sets of eyes on what we're doing here today of day 1. You understand? It's day 1. And what I'm interested in doing, I'm going to throw it out there. I always believe in asking for forgiveness instead of permission. And so what I want to see on the website is as soon as possible, every single day for the next 365 days, day 1, day 2, day 3. If you go to sign up, enroll, or you go out there to buy, I want to see it on the website. Remind everybody what spectacular it is and where we are. Can you imagine that? Every single time you go to order, you get to remind yourself that the day's coming. Okay? And it puts things in different perspectives. Do you like that idea? Do you like that idea? Yeah, you got over the Fort Worth. Do you like that idea? Come on, you guys.
Now, I'm sure the programmers that have been up for the last 48 hours without any sleep are not liking that idea that you just made them commit to.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to happen today.
Oh, gosh.
That's how that works. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. But I really want to thank you guys for out there, audience, out there. I know there's some of you that are watching this at your cubicle at work while you're getting paid time and a half on Saturday. I know that part. Okay, and I know that some of you out there with Dunkin' Donuts and got 4 or 5 people in the little back room there. I know some of you at the local church and got their room there. Some of you in your front room, and you're by yourself with 3 or 4 people. Maybe you're just introducing the kids to what you're excited about at the same time, and to be able to participate in this likeness and to show that kind of commitment and that kind of appreciation. I want you to know it isn't lost on the 3 B's and the C's. And we call it, how do we put Robert in that equation? 3 B's and the C's. We said, and the B, and then we said the 3 B's and the T's and me. So when you hear us say the 3 B's and me and me, that's Robert, okay? And so we all appreciate it, and we do not treat it lightly. You
guys could be doing so much more today than this, but you're here, certainly, and for to be able to show your support and everything. Because what you want to accomplish in your life, and you believe in what we have, and you believe in what we're going and where we're going. And it's a fascinating thing for me because we came here as but if you feel comfortable doing that, I don't know that you can't get an enrollment kit except one, okay? But it doesn't mean you can't have extra stuff on hand. Say, let me give you this and yours comes in. But again, what are you creating there? They think they got to have that on hand to do it. I want the waitress. I want to be able to tell her the story, Judy's story. Judy stole that on the airplane. Okay? I want to do that to my waitress. Okay? And then I want her favorite truck driver to come in at 2 o'clock and for her to be able to do exactly what I did for her at 10 and feel comfortable doing it. That's the behavior. Now, outside of that, that's a concept. That is not an absolute. Just like Dave's concept here, that worked for him. What we're sharing with you is why we do what we do, so you can learn how to think, and you do what's best for you. Does that make sense? Yes, Robert.
Can I answer this question?
Sure. Much better than me.
The answer is no.
The answer is no, you can't do it.
But primarily because that's recruiting based cost. If you're going to go stack kits up, then what you're going to do is try and recruit them because you have this kit. So we're never going to sell kits.
And before technology was involved, I always had people have half a dozen kits up. They couldn't. You got to realize we had no UPS, no FedEx, no credit card, no anything back then. I'm talking halfway through the 80s, almost the first of the 90s, so it's a different ballgame. Also, a question came up here about the weight loss aspect of those, okay? And there's a couple of viewpoints on that for me. And a lot of people today are pigeonholing the problem, the product, as weight loss coffee, okay? Does it work like that? The answer is yes. Your audience is limited, okay? Your audience is limited. And anything you want to say in addition to happy and basically simple things that makes you happy, and they don't care about the ingredients. And oh, by the way, I lost 17 pounds. I can't tell you why. I don't know if it's just coffee because I'm happy. I got no idea. And she says, really? I say, yeah. And my next door neighbor lost 35 pounds. We don't know why it happened, but she got so happy. Now she's this. But if you make it a weight loss coffee, you're narrowing your audience. I'm not saying it doesn't work, just like the one dose of spirit, the one dose of fuel. It works. But you're narrowing your audience.
You
Okay?
always want to.
Everything's oh, by the way. Everything, any of the extras is, oh, by the way, MID have diabetes. Oh, by the way, whatever it could be, not making medical.
No, I was just saying that, like, it's always about having a conversation that nobody else can have.
Good. Listen to this.
I mean,
This,
you've got to think about, whenever you want to be the voice out there, right? You got to think about who your competition is, right? So, how many weight loss products are there? They're everywhere. So if you put yourself in the box of being a weight loss coffee, now you're in competition with other weight loss products, right? So you have an advantage here of having a conversation that nobody else can have because we're talking about something that is happy, right? I don't think there's any other companies talking about being happy. I mean, that's the ultimate. Okay, so that's certainly the result. The cause is the dose, right? This is a conversation that nobody else can have, right? And oh, by the way, whenever you get happy, I don't know if it's like what Larry said, that oh, by the way, whenever you throw in, and I actually lost 17 pounds and went from a size 10 to a size 6. Now, you may hook them with that last statement because they're like, huh, you did what? Right? Because they're interested in losing weight. But that's not the focus of the conversation because you're going to drive the point back. You're going to drive the point back to, I don't know about that. All I know is, okay, I don't know how it works. I don't know that this is my result. And I don't know if it's going to work for you like that. Got no idea. All I know is I've been drinking this coffee. That's the only thing that I've changed. And I feel happy. I feel great. And I've lost this weight. So don't
right? So it's always about having a conversation that you are not running parallel with someone else.
And here's the other side of the case. I don't know if when you sell the 6-dose experience, don't sell the 6-dose experience. And I didn't say 6-day. I have a tendency to do that a lot. But the 6-dose, because they may take 6 doses in 3 days. I don't know what. Okay, and to call it a 6-day experience, I'm kind of, it's just little bitty things like that. If you're selling the 6-dose experience, okay, and a natural logical conclusion is that most people, enough people, not most, enough people, if you do the 6-dose experience from the button company, enough people will want to buy it. Okay? Let's say you get 5 people to buy the 6-dose experience. Is every one of them going to go on auto ship? Is every one of them going to even buy a month's supply? That's not your goal. The goal is to go for a natural, logical conclusion that's good for them. You may tell, Judy could have told that story on the airplane and not got either of those ladies to buy. And she could think, well, the 6-dose experience doesn't work. Or I'm not good enough. I need to go to another training class. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. It has nothing to do with this. It has something to do with that person's current life experiences, circumstances going on right that minute. We don't know that just before they got on the plane, their dog got ran over by a car. We have no clue. Okay, she's looking to be happy, but she's not being good. We don't have any clue to why they do buy it or don't buy it. If your intention is to get them to buy it, then your natural logical conclusion puts you in the sales position, which we'll go into, and people resist that to a large degree. But I don't know about that. All I know is this is the answer to every single question that there is about the product, because that's the only thing that you have the real validity to talk about. What happened to you and what happened to others. And you get into all of these explanations, you're trying to force a natural logical conclusion that's good for you. You don't care what the natural logical conclusion is as long as it's good for you. Okay? And I want the sale, but I know it doesn't make any difference about this. And I know it isn't about me. It's about them. And the only thing that makes a difference about me is what I'm saying and doing is to put roadblocks in front of them, speed bumps, or clear path. Make sense? Let's talk about Sam a little bit more on how to get started. I'm going to simplify the compensation model for you. And it's the same way. It's the same way that I don't know about that. You may be a marketing plan expert, okay, in the network marketing world. But I guarantee you, in the gig economy, and Sam, you're not an expert. It's the day one by few. All right? You can say, oh, well, I think it's this way. That's right. You do think it's that way. You're teaching and coming from a position of theory, not real experience, because it isn't about the numbers alone. It's about the behavior that drives the numbers. Now, you need to write that down. It's the behavior that drives the numbers. Okay? So in SAM, okay, the big part of SAM, obviously, is that if a person has had a product experience already, positive product experience, it's easier to get them to go. Remember I said it's almost impossible in my mind right now for anybody that's had a positive dose experience that is looking for the gig economy, 500 a month, stats that Taylor repeated to John has about how many people are looking for part-time work and all this part-time employment. Those are real, guys. Those are real. The growth of the gig economy is real. Uber is real. Amazon affiliate program is real. Audience is there. Okay, so if that happens and they have a good dose experience, chances are that the only thing, we don't know why they would hold up becoming an affiliate. They're Elepreneur company, but what are they in position? An affiliate. You understand? They're affiliate. You may be an affiliate with Elepreneurs. Okay, but they're not an Elepreneur, or they may be an Elepreneur affiliate concept, but they're not an Elepreneur by itself. That's a company. You understand that? It's language now. This is day one. This is language. They're either an Elepreneur affiliate or they're an affiliate. They're not an Elepreneur. That's a company. Does it make sense to you guys? Okay. You got to simplify that down. To the natural, logical conclusion, I don't know about that, all I know is this, and I'm going to explain verbally how I see the compensation plan elements of being explained. Conceptual. You can do anything you want to. Say it any way you want to. But the key to the opportunity to stay on plan is how do I get started? Is that correct? How did they get started? What do they have to do? They got to become an affiliate by doing what? $99. And it has, I don't have to go over it, you know it, but it has everything they have to do business, correct? Do they have to spend any more money than that to try their business out to see if it works? They're set. How long does that $99 last for all that? 1 year. 1 year. Okay. Next year, if they like it, guess what they'll do? They'll re-up and do it again. If they don't, natural logic conclusion, they won't. Now, when they start off as an affiliate, how much profit structure do they have? What is it? 20%. I had this little card up here. You guys should have these. Did they pass these out for you at the door? Yeah. Because you guys came a little later. So you're from Sagebrush, Texas, and we overlooked you. Okay. You can have one on the way out. Okay. This is your comp plan. This is it. 5 by 7. Get in the money bag, get in the guy's pockets. They won't fit in the woman's pocket. This is it. It's all there. So let me explain it to you. The $99 deal is there. The 20% profit structure starts with 20%. Every affiliate starts off every month with 20% discount. In other words, if this product was to cost $100, they would pay how much for it? $80. And if they sell it, how much do they sell it for? $100. What is their retail profit? $20. That's retail profit. Okay. Right now, in the plan that you guys came out of, there is no retail profit. There's only some form of something. Okay. I got dizzy looking at it. Gave me vertigo. Okay. But in any event, okay, that's retail profit. That's retail profit. Now, if you go sell this $100 product for $100, you make money. What if someone wants to buy it and they want to go on auto shipping? How much do they pay for it in sales? No, you don't have it with you, probably haven't seen it. They get a 10% smart ship. So if they paid, they would have paid, they got a 10% discount. So what did they pay for this $100? $90. And if you're at 20% discount, what do you make 10% wholesale? You make 10%. That's the question I'm going to say. Okay, you make a 10% wholesale profit. So every one that goes on auto ship, you make 10%. And you say, and so that's how it is. Okay? Now, what happens if an affiliate does a total of 2,000 plus volume in a month? Retail and wholesale volume. Retail is everything you buy. Retail is everything you sell at Smart Ship or Auto. And retail is any affiliate that you have underneath you, and you can have as many this way and as many this way as you want. As many this way and as many this way. The network marketing plans work off of 2x2s, or they work off of 3s and this and 4s of that. You get maxed out here, you get capped over there. That's not the language, and that's not the audience. We're in the gig economy. As many as, if I get one affiliate, okay, that I have here, and I'm going to do $2,000 worth of volume so I can get more money. I get to count my purchases. I get to count all of my affiliates' purchases, and all of my customers' purchases, retail or auto ship, and all of their customers, retail or auto ship. And if it matches up, comes to over 2,000, and guess what I get? An extra 10% at the end of the first week, the next month. 10% wholesale profit. 10% on my purchases, 10% on my customers, 10% on my auto ship customers, and 10% on every single one of these affiliates. Pretty simple, right? So you make retail, you make wholesale. Taylor can draw some stuff up here in a minute on how a woman would talk about it, and you guys talk about it different than we do, and it's easy for you guys to talk about it. But man, my goodness, it's whew, okay. I'm looking at football strategy.
So I do want to comment on this part right here. So essentially what that means to you is whenever you
She are.
That means that you're not, that every time that you sell a $100 product, you're super cool. Making $30. 30% retail profit.
And that 30% comes where? From the 20 you got originally, And when it goes over 2,000, you're a super affiliate for that month, and then they send you an extra 10% back on all of this. Got it?
This piece right here is very, very important. I always like to talk about this part because this is that leverage. This is that way for the stay-at-home mom, the truck driver, to make money, whether they build and grow a team or not. Now, this is the language on Robert's time when we're not talking about recruiting, right? But what happens is whenever you give a stay-at-home mom a way to make an extra $800 so she can have mom care versus daycare, whether she builds a team or not, and allows her to stick 30% profit into her pocket, right? That's how you build a team. Because what's going to happen to the mom that goes, yeah, I just got 10 new customers last week and I made $100, right? And the mom that she's talking to at the soccer game goes, you said what? They're going to be doing exactly what they did on the plane. Excuse me, you made $300 last week. Can you tell me how you did that? So a natural logical conclusion is whenever you are giving them a way to make money in their pocket, regardless of recruiting, regardless of whether that's what their focus is, they're selling the product, right? And they're making money. It is a natural conversation that takes place. They can't help but not go to, because people are going to be knocking on their door going, tell me what you're doing. I was just on, we just did a call night before last with Amy. There's a girl on there, her name is Stephanie. She's never done any kind of networking before, ever. She's been doing this 2 months. Last month, she got 84 customers. She had 100 customers her second month of business. Hello? That's so powerful. What a powerful story. So that means that, and you can't tell me that all of her circle is going to be going, what are you doing? How are you doing that? I can get, if she can get 100 customers, surely I can get 10, right? That's the concept. So what I'm saying is that this retail aspect is what the behavior that we're driving. These numbers are important because that's the behavior we're driving, which is the cause, which will result in building and growing teams. Does that make sense?
Very, very good. And so if it's retail wholesale, what we've explained to you before is retail wholesale. Retail is the $100. Now the difference that you make is if you sell this for $100, you're going to make $20 immediately. Now if your accumulated volume from every Smart Ship customer and all your customers and all your affiliates and our sponsor companies, etc., totals over 2,000, you're going to get extra 10% back. See how it works? Very simple. That's wholesale. That's called wholesale. Now, what happens if you run into as wide and as deep as it goes like this? What happens? What happens if you hit someone going down like this, 5, 6, 7? You guys right now have something like a 5 or 6 pad, 5 or 6 level concept. I don't know what it was, but I make fun of it. Don't take that seriously. But network marketing, that's all. Okay. I'm trying to make a point of let's make fun of everything that's network marketing and let's celebrate everything that you did. And let's do that for 3 days, and then let's forget about network marketing for the rest of our lives. How's that? Okay? Let's just forget all about that language. Let's forget all about that stuff and go into the gig world, and let's go forward with our lives. Okay? So now then, if you come going as wide as deep, you go, what happens if you come into another super affiliate? Do you stop making money to a super affiliate? Do you stop making money? The answer is no. No, not at all. You get to make royalties from that. Okay? And the royalties you make is 4%. Royalties on all of their retail wholesale business, as wide and deep as it goes. As wide and as deep as it goes, you're going to make royalty off of everything that they do through 3 generations. Now, what does that mean? Most of the so-called network marketing world works off of love, family. Through a generation, is you're going to make as wide and deep as it goes, and on everything that they do, you're going to make a 4% growth through 3 of those guys. Because you might hit as wide as it goes. You could have 10 wide, and you could be 7 deep on each one of these layers before you hit an affiliate, a super affiliate that did the 2,000. What are you going to make in between? 10% on all of it. What are you going to make after? 4% on all of it until you go through 3 generations. Now, there's extra additional bonuses back there, matching incomes, 100% matching incomes on your first generations, and 20% on your second generations of super affiliates, 10% on your third, and there's global bonus pools. All of that's in the paper. Okay, go read it. What difference does it make? What drives your business is not that. What drives your business is Uber language, gig economy language. I'm a big time guy that likes to build large organizations in his lifetime. I've been doing this for the last 20 years of my life. But as a person building, I want to build a large organization. And if I'm going to build a large organization, if I got something that works like this, that behaves like Uber, behaves like Amazon, and that gig economy world, and yet has a network marketing aspect of it, of residual income on unlimited levels in 3 generations, and then global pools and matching income? And how do I get those people? Oh, Uber, if you just get 1 customer a month, you're going to make 500 or 600 a year, a month at the end of the year. If I get 1 customer a month, this person can make 5. My goodness, 2,000, 3,500 a month. The gig economy says there's a whole bunch of people out there. Me, as a so-called leader, if I got a brain, and say this is a license to do anything I want with the group, because the audience is there. You guys get that? So you what network marketing? Oh, let's go into generation. Let's go in. How long is that this? And what about that? And what color shirt is that really on? Okay, you got to wear what kind of shirts on Thursday? Okay, green ones. I got that. And then what kind of shirts I got to wear on Tuesday? That's what everyone goes into. That's network marketing, guys. Get away from it. Get it out of your world. Detoxify those thoughts. Get rid of it as fast as you can. Well, the people I talk to want to know about it. No, they don't. No, they don't. Because you didn't. What you know about is dope. What you know about is Uber. What you know about is Amazon. What you know about is Sam. That's what they want. You cannot tell this story to anybody that I talk to. I don't care. I'm telling you, they say, oh my. And I see it in their eyes. Listen, I'm not a distributor. I'm not a company. I don't have any stock. I said, all we do is build the SAM program and elevate fees, and that's where our stake is in the ground. And I'm telling you, this is how it works. And they say, oh my, they see it. You can see them fire up. You know what happens to a network marketer after 3 or 4 years, 5 years? They've either maxed out this way, or they've either maxed out because they're no longer, they're just putting their feet up on the desk, whatever they're doing. They got all the breakage going on the dumb body. All the stuff. They're unhappy. They're unhappy. None of them have the fire in their belly anymore. You take a look at some very unique quarterbacks in football today. Look at Drew Brees. Look at Tom Brady. Okay, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning both won Super Bowls at 39 years of age. Okay, they still have the same passion for the game. Peyton's not playing anymore. But Sean, look at Sean and Peyton, and look at in New Orleans and Tom Brady. These guys are out there having the best years of their life. You know why? Because they love it. It's not the money. The money will not drive them anymore. They're playing the game that they love with passion, and they're playing with commitment. They want to do it. You don't want these network marketers to come. Go get a bunch of people. Let them go get a bunch of people. Okay, that doesn't mean that they have been Samonized. Like Sam, internalized, whatever I'm trying to say. Okay, Sam. They may be in Sam, but they're not Sam-alive. Okay, how about that? Okay, and so that's how the compensation model. That's how you pitch it to anybody and everybody. And what's the answer to everything outside of that 5x7 card? I don't know about it. What if they ask you a question? It's on that 5x7 card that you don't know the answer to. What do you say? What if they ask you a question that's on that 5x7 card that you do know the answer to? I don't know about that. Monkey see, monkey do. See, say, yeah, but these guys are professionals. I want you to become one, not them. I want you to become a professional in the Give Sam Common. I want you to be the leaders in the Give Sam Common. I want you to be the way. I want you to be the one that ever says, man, I would like to be like her. That's the one. That's what I want. And you take this, and we get guys get out of the way of the women, they'll do it. Okay? Any questions that you guys want to ask us about that? I wouldn't dare. Okay. Anything?
I think so. For me, I kind of like for the marketing plan. I like to talk about it from a perspective of what I did, and so whenever you do it that way, it's like telling your story, and it's a way to talk about the business, and it's a way to include it in the conversation. Because whenever they're saying, well, well, tell me about the content. You know what? I really don't know all everything there is to know, but I just know if I can do this, and all I did was I just got positioned. I mean, I got myself positioned as a marketer, and they told me whenever I got started that if I just got one customer, that by the end of the year I could make $2,500. And that's what got me super excited. And if I could just show a couple other people how to do the same thing, get a customer a month, a customer a week, and show them how to do it. And so all I do is every day is I use the products consistently. I just talk to people at every opportunity. I demo them just like what I did with you. And I know that. So, and I've already got 17 customers. And so I know that if I can do this business, so what do you say?
The key to what she said to me was, what do you think the key was? What's the key? Someone fix that. There's no wrong answer. I just got 17 customers. The money wasn't the key. I got 2 customers. Last week I got 3. Okay. Last week was my best week and I got 3, but I only got 1 this week. That's truth, guys. That's truth. That's what drives the gig economy. That's what drives Sam. The truth. Okay. And well, and anybody can see if you can get 1 customer a week, it's $500 to $600. And if you get 1 customer a month, it's $2,000 to $2,500. Anyone can see if you get a small team doing that, it could be $2,500 to $5,000 a week. There. That's my money. That's my money. And well, what about that? There's the card for you.
See, I just want to understand, like, whenever you're talking that language, you will build a ginormous team. You won't have to recruit. You will build a team by default. Whenever this company is right this minute, I think the stats show that it's a 10 to 1 customer ratio. That's unheard of. And all of those customers are just in the later stage. It's inevitable once they get a result that they can't help but not tell somebody else about it. They just can't help it because they're excited about it. And they're doing the business. They're sharing the shoes, right? They're telling about the sale at Nordstrom's and they're doing the business by default. And so that's the magic. But whenever you throw those things in, just like what I said, it's kind of, I just talked about what happened, what I got positioned. They told me if I did this, this is what would happen. That's all I do. It's really simple. It's my demo. This is all I do every day. Yesterday, last week, whatever. You don't have to. I mean, look, guys, you could have made. Listen, if you made $100,000 last month, just tell them you made $250 yesterday. That's good enough. You understand? You don't have to tell them that story. They're not going to believe you or they're never going to believe they can do that either. But if you bring it down to the lowest common denominator, what did I say? It's not that people listen, you can work with somebody and give them a why to make everybody cry, right? But if they don't believe they can do it, whenever we keep it like that, it doesn't matter how much money they believe they can make it. They can believe what you just told them. They can do that too. You got it. You got it.
Let me, as I'm listening to me talk and listening to Taylor talk and talking to you guys over the last 3 or 4 months, and I lost with the land about the compensation. There's some language I was cleaning up. This is a one position company. One position, it's an affiliate, period. Now, you can position yourself as a super affiliate like mine, but next month you got to always do that $2,000. It's a one position company. Now, you may become bronze and you become silver and you might become purple and gold and all the stuff that we have, okay? But that has nothing to do with the compensation, okay? It has something to do with recognition, period. It's a one position company, affiliate. As an affiliate, can you make 20%? Yes, off of your purchases, you get that savings. You get 20% off of any $100 sale that you make, whatever the number is in the dollars, and you can make 10% off your auto ship, your smart ship. That's what it is. However, if you do more than 2,000, and it's not just your customers and your purchases, it's not, and not just your auto ship, it's as wide, if you happen to sponsor a deep, as wide as deep as it goes, you get to count their volume, and you get an extra 10% back. It's a one position company. For that period that you, in the month that you use 2,000, you get super affiliate compensation because you're not just a regular affiliate, you're a super affiliate for that month. You guys understand? Okay, it's on money. Simple. You guys got the 5x7 card, and you don't have it. I think you can they buy it from the office in units of anything? I doubt it, but we'll get it up there. Okay, if anybody's listening out there in our company, and go out there and let's figure out how they can buy 100 of those marketing plan brochures for a few dollars, and they're raising their hand back there. It may be $50 for $5. I got no idea. I like the 10 for 10 of the buttons. You went over that, right?
Oh, yeah. So,
The buttons,
buttons.
they're now available.
So you can get 10 buttons in a bag for $10. It should be ready to go in your back office. And I think there's buttons for sale out
There they are, right there. They're available out here. They're available online. Both places.
I'm getting them.
Everything's available in both places. Can you believe that? Can you believe it's December 1st and it's all here ready? It's really here. Okay. It really happened. Okay. The back office is there. Honestly, goodness, if I'm coming in 3 months, it's there. Okay. Yes. Over here. I got no idea about that. What I know is what I just told you about. Any other questions? I'm not being facetious here. That's how I don't have any idea. I don't care. I care about this. And I'm not being harsh on you. Please don't take it personal. Okay? I don't know. I don't care. As an affiliate, you don't know. You don't care. Well, yeah, but I need to know. No, you need to know one customer a week and one customer a month. And you need to know those things. This is what drives the business. You can, if that stuff's available, I got no idea where it is, use it. If you like it, use it. If you want to tell it, tell it. If it works for you, keep doing it. Okay? Let's watch the duplication. I really don't mean to be harsh with you at all. I want to make a point. Okay? That there's a question. I guarantee you everyone in this room has another question. It's not fine. What about this? What about, and if I went to this guy, he did that, what about that? You can do whatever you want. It's going to work. I don't care what you guys do. Let me make a statement to you. I don't care what you do, how you do it. If you use Talk Demo and you use the I don't know concept, here's what I do know. You're going to make, in the next couple of years, you're going to make $25,000, $30,000 a year. That's going to happen. And if you build a little team, the next couple of years, you're going to make $25,000, $30,000. That's what's going to happen if you continue to do it in the concept. It's going to happen. I don't care what shade of blue it is or what color yellow it is. I don't care. You guys understand? Get the job done. Just do your job. You Talk Demo. Duh. Job description. Customers onboarding affiliate. Duh. What else? I don't have it. Okay. So you guys are going to make it complicated, especially, and I say guys, because you guys will make it complicated. I promise you the one more. Okay. Okay. So here's what we talked about. We talked about dose. Oh, it's gone. Okay. You don't have to put it. We talked about dose. We talked about peak. We talked about SAM. Okay. Now we got it, and in the midst of all of that, we talked about the fourth part. You remember what the fourth part was? You. And it's how you see SAM and feel about it. It's how you see peak and feel and taste and smell it. Okay? It's how you feel, see, taste, and smell goes. That is the variable, because everybody has it the same. But we're going to now show you with use talk demo and the natural logical conclusion. You've got the thing to understand is the 3 P's will help you. Okay? And the 3 P's are positioning, posturing, and presentation. Now, here's what the emphasis is in the network marketing world. Presentation. How you say it, when you say it, how good you say it, what color shirt you wear when you say it, what the temperature is the day you say it, because it's variable, and what your mindset is, and how many colds you have. Okay? That's what today's network marketing world is. We're not in that world. We're in the big world. Okay? Presentation isn't the issue whatsoever if you position and posture your offer properly. Now, what is positioning? Because you got to realize the 3 P's is something that it's simple for me, but I also know it's not simple for everybody to wrap their hands around, because we've got all this white noise that comes out of it. You guys have been in generation 3 and 4 of network marketing, and man, it's confusing out there. And you got this new coach, and you got that old coach, and you got this green coach, and the red coach, and all this stuff, and personality coaches, and mindset stuff, and, all this crazy stuff. And in that thing, we make fun of your why and your goals early, because we don't understand. In the gig economy, the basic fundamental is 500 to 1,000 a month. Okay? Let's say a person's goal is 500 to 1,000 a month. That's where the audience is. That's where the language is. But now let's say someone's goal and mindset is 50,000 to 100,000. We think, as the way we've been swayed and persuaded and BS for out there in the network marketing world for the last 10 years, that the bigger the why, the bigger the paycheck. And we've repeated it and everything else. And don't feel bad about it. Okay? Don't feel bad about this. That's what you know. Okay? Now, and what your goals are and how fast you get your goals, it surprises to me when I ask somebody, what did you do with your new person, new one? Sorry, John, new one. What did you do? Well, the first thing I did is I sat down and I wanted to go over the goals, because they don't have perfect goals. Let me ask you a question. Is there any difference between the goals if someone is deadly serious about making 500 a month or 5,000 a month or 50,000? Any difference? Is it if they had higher, better mindset, they'd make 500, they would make 500, make 5,000? And if they really were inspired to make 50,000, is there any difference in the goal that someone has and the goal that's 500 a month and 50,000 a month? There's zero difference. Every one of you in this room know how to set goals right now. I don't care what you have to be doing. Every one of you in this room. Every one of you in this room know how to accomplish your goal, because every single one of you have. You didn't have to read a book. Okay? And long about June, the last year, gentlemen, the wife says, my mom and dad are coming. My grandma and grandfather are coming. Is there any way we can put that extra bedroom and bathroom fixed up? Okay, let's do it. You had no idea where you're going to have to get the $8,000. Make it the way you want. Put some granite top, new spaces, new toilets, do this, do that. All of that stuff. Let's just say 5,000. I had no idea where you're going to get it. If you have to write it down on a piece of paper that it's June 1st, you have to read it on June 2nd to remind you that grandma and granddad is coming. Okay? You don't have to. Okay? Do you have to say, I don't know where I'm going to get the money. I got to get this money by this time, and this money by that time. You don't know. And the closer you get, if it's a goal, you know it's a goal. You know it's a goal. You know it's a goal. And there's no doubt in your mind you're going to get it, but you just don't know how. You just know if you stay on course, you can get it. You don't know how many customers you got to get. You don't. It's got nothing to do with that. It's a burning desire within you of something I got to have, and I'm going to have it. Okay. You don't have to be mentored on it. Remember your goal. Now, if you really want your goal, you're going to have to do something more different. You got to do something different than you're doing. It isn't a goal. It's a piece of paper with stuff and information on it. And you're going to say, well, how? I got to transfer it. now, I'm going to teach you because I'm a mentor here. I'm going to teach you how to transfer that written word that you haven't done this for 13 years. In the next 13 months, I'm going to show you how to. That's ridiculous. Can that be done? Yes. Does it work like that? Yes. Is that the gig economy? No. I'm going to tell you, it's June 1st. Enough bathroom, here we find ourselves in December. And it's not completed yet. You've got $2,000 or $4,000 to go. You don't know how you're going to get it. You don't know if you're going to put it on a credit card. You don't know what you're going to do. You don't know if you're going to sell grandma's dress. You don't know what you're going to do. But I will guarantee you, when they walk into that house on December 22nd, if they refuse it December 26th, that's it. Right? Every one of you had that experience in your life. Don't you fall for that phony BS out there. You know how to set goals right this minute, and you know how to achieve them. And I will tell you, for a person that wants to make $5,000 a year or $50,000 a year, that habit is no different. The size of your goal is the size of your goal. What is your goal? If it means it that you're going to do it and you're going to have it for grandma, it doesn't matter. You're going to get the job done. The bigger your goal doesn't change the habit pattern. What changes the habit pattern is this is something you got to have. You're not going to do it. Does that make any sense? Okay? You all have it. Every one of you have it right now. Mindset. It's June 1st, and you're going to do mindset because grandma and grandpa are coming with it. You don't have to go through that. It's not a goal. Mindset. How do you change your mindset? Activity. Use Talk Demo will change your mindset. Every time you use Talk Demo, you get the job done. You just keep going. Mindset and goal. The guy goes to the gym. A girl goes to the gym. Sorry, John. Okay. Some girl goes to the gym. And her mindset and her goal is to get into shape and lose 35 pounds and look like this picture. And she's going to coach and mentor thousands of people. Okay? And I don't care how much coaching she gets. And I don't care how much mentoring she gets, how many online courses she gets. Can she go to the gym and look at that machine and lose weight? There's only one way that she can strengthen her mindset and her goals. Listen. You guys get that? Simple. Simple. Don't get trapped into this network marketing world. Get away from it. Get away from it and go into the gig world. Go into the TAM world. Go into Elevate Peak world and see where you're going to be. Now, with that being said, you guys got all of that, and I forgot what else. Oh, 3 P's. Okay? 3 P's. Positioning, posturing, presentation. Positioning is your offer, to use contemporary words. What am I offering? What are you offering when you put this out? What are you offering? What is it? Happy coffee, some other stuff. Keep going. 5, 6, 7 things. Come on. What is it? What are you offering? What are they offering? Ho. Keep going. I thought you said go. Okay. Remember, it's been a long time since the 60s. It's okay. I'm not that way. Okay. I've seen too many friends die. I'm sorry. Okay. Give me some hope, happiness. What else? Come on. Better health. Okay. Whatever it is. You know, you guys are running out of stuff. Okay. It's really happy coffee. You know what I mean? But if you're going to offer, this is your presentation is what are you offering? February 1st, I think we have a bit here, the Happiness Academy. Huh? Yeah, happiness. Okay. Some of you are going to want to come to that. Some of you are going to want to have your people come to that. Okay? Your offer is what's going to happen at the happiness experience. Okay? Now, what's going to happen at the happiness experience in the extension of what this project is today? There'll be other ones. Be longer. But that's your offer. Let's say you want someone to come to that happiness experience. You're offering the happiness experience. Okay? Now, when you offer the happiness experience, what you're after is a natural logical conclusion from them if they're going to come or not. Not that you want them to, not that they come. A natural logical conclusion is, are they going to come or not? And you're equal if it's yes or it's no. So your presentation is whatever your offer is. In this case, goes happy. Okay, cool. Now, how do you position it? And how do you present it? I want you to write these words down. You, it, and them. You, it, and them. You learn this drives your entire business. You learn this, it drives your relationship with your husband and wife. You learn this, it drives your relationship with your family. Okay? It's everything that happens. It's a natural, logical conclusion. You want grandma wants you to come, or you want grandma to come. You got to have an offer for grandma to come, and it's got to be a natural, logical conclusion for grandma to say yes, I'm coming, or no, I'm not coming. You doesn't hurt your feelings one way or the other. You may be disappointed because you wanted to see grandma, but it's a natural, logical conclusion. If you're going to present that your grandma coming, whenever you present it, grandma, if you can come. Okay, here's what's going to happen at Christmas this year. Okay, and I'm going to have the room, bedroom ready for you to make it happen. Okay? That's your home. However you position and posture it and position it, how you posture it and present it, okay, is the natural, logical conclusion that grandma will feel good about you for asking her. Understand? She's got to feel good about you. If you're getting her to come for you instead of her, you understand? She doesn't mean she's not coming, but she feels a little different. You want grandma to feel good about it. Okay? You for asking her to come, it for what's going to happen in Christmas. And you want grandma to feel good about herself for whatever decision she makes. Yes, I'm coming, or no, I'm not coming. The last thing you want to do is to offer the Christmas to grandma and position it in a way that she doesn't feel good about it. Okay, and in your presentation, you got one goal in mind: getting grandma to come, because it doesn't mean she's not coming. What's the worst thing that could happen is that grandma would come. She doesn't quite feel good about you the way you offer it. She doesn't quite feel good about it, the offer. And she doesn't feel good about herself, even though she said yes. Do you understand what I just told you guys? I mean, do you get that? The offer is what is the offer? You want grandma to come. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of grandmas are coming this Christmas, and they don't feel good about you, whoever you are in life. They don't feel good about the fact that even if the bedroom is clean, they should remodel. They shouldn't spend that kind of money. That's ridiculous. They should put that away for kids. Am I right? Okay. And then they don't feel good about themselves and even coming. What kind of a lose-lose situation is that? You present it in a manner, okay? You present it. It doesn't matter how you present it. If you've got it positioned right, and you posture it for you and them, there's no wrong way to do it, because the outcome is help me, somebody, do something. This is intelligent, it's incredibly valuable, okay? If you understand, help me, somebody. I'm on my own. I mean, talk to me. I know you guys don't have this.
Questions?
Just tell me you don't. Okay. Okay. You want to take a shot at those? I'll take a shot at those. You want to take a shot at those? We got a question. Yeah. Hey, let me I'll do a you, it, them, then we'll come to those, okay?
Well, I mean, I'll give you an example.
Go ahead,
I'll give you
please.
an example of what, for instance, maybe you coming to this event today. If it wasn't positioned properly, that you could have, so however if I was to position it, or talk to Larry, tell Larry, and I position it, and you got to be there. You have to come to this event. You have to be there, and if you're not there, you're not going to be successful in this. Okay. So what if and you got to come, you got to come, you got to come, you got to be there. Before, right? So I positioned it to him that if he doesn't come, he's not serious. If he doesn't come, he's not going to be successful. And if he doesn't come, I'm not going to work with him. I basically said all of those things in the way that I positioned this meeting. So he doesn't feel good about it, the meeting, and he doesn't feel good about himself because
If he comes or doesn't come, or she comes or doesn't come, they don't feel good about it.
right. So he could come. So if he didn't come, he still feels bad. But if he did come, and I've already positioned it in a way that you know you gotta come, you gotta come, you gotta come. Well, you're not gonna be successful. So he comes, and the whole time he's like, man, I need my daughter's. I know Courtney just wants to go watch her daughter play basketball, right? I said, no, but what if he didn't come to the meeting because he was going to go watch his daughter play basketball, right? But he came anyway because I made him feel like if he didn't come, he wasn't going to be successful. And now he's sitting there, so now he still doesn't feel good about me. He still doesn't feel good about it, and he still doesn't feel good about himself because the whole time he's beating himself up because he feels like he should have been at the basketball game, right? So that's in everything. And whenever you're talking to the person sitting on the airplane, right? If on the person when you're sitting on the airplane, it's like, yeah, you know, I mean, I got this. I got this. Would you like to try? You know, I mean, I don't know if it's going to work for you, but I mean, this is what happened to me. This is what happened to my mom. What do you say? Give it a shot. Versus, so now she's like, well, okay, yeah, I think, you know, based on what you said, I think I might like to give it a shot. Hey, that's a hey, I love that. You know, here it is, and I'll follow up with it. So now we've positioned it in a way that where she doesn't know that she's going to get results. She may or may not get results. I don't know. This is what happened to me, but she set herself up for the expectation that she probably will. Versus, you know, yeah, you gotta get this now. I mean, this is the product. This is what I did. This is what you have to do, and you're gonna get the same results that I have, and you're gonna get the same results. And if you didn't, then you probably didn't take it right. So how many times have we heard that from people that have sold us, or we've been in a nutrition or taken products, and then they put the onus back at our feet because, well, you didn't get results, and you just weren't taking, or you just didn't take it right? So the point is that always in every presentation, no matter about the product or the business or whatever that is, whenever you've got the mindset of making them feel good about you, meaning that, listen, Larry, it would be great if you could off. You know, I mean, I don't know how many people are there, and I know that you can certainly come on the live stream and watch it from home. I would love to see you here, and I'd love to be able to hang out with you and spend some time with you, but I totally understand. And so, you know, if you can, we can connect after the meeting and go have some coffee together and discuss some business strategy or what we're going to do next. And if not, maybe we can just get on the phone afterwards and figure out what we can do next, how we can, you know, build 2019, right? So now it's a whole different mindset. So now, you know, I understand if you're not coming, because I know that you want to figure out what you want. I totally understand. Come on, I'd love to have you there. It would be really, really great. So now he does come, right? He came because he wants to come. He came because he saw some value. He saw some like, okay, maybe I should be there. Maybe this would be a good advantage for me. You know, maybe I can miss this basketball game. So now he's not feeling bad about you. He feels good. He feels good about you because you've allowed him to make the decision that he wants to come on his own, right? He feels good about you because you're saying, well, we can get together whether you come to this meeting or we get together next week. He feels good about you working, right? And he feels good about this meeting whether he comes here or not because you didn't make him feel the pressure of it. Does that make sense? Does that I give you a couple of different ways? Does that help you? Yeah?
Let me come to those, Taylor hit on it, but I just want to see if I can take a shot at it too. Do we know that if they take this 6-month experience, that they're going to be happy? We don't know. Okay? We don't know. And these are the days. Okay? So if you're going to present this as happy coffee and you're happy, and then you demonstrate it through your story and a few other people's stories, now they buy those. And I always add this in. I used to teach it this way, give them a back door. Okay? And that, a lot of people pick that up in the industry. It's a real good thing. Give them a back door. Give them a way to say no. Put them in the driver's seat. Today they're teaching you take control of the conversation, you take control of the presentation to drive them to this conclusion. That's what they teach today. Okay? I've never been like that. Bobby never taught me like that. Okay? Jim never taught me like that. So we don't know if this is going to make them happy or not. We don't know. And you need to be honest. I don't know if this works the way it works either. I'm going to tell you this is what you bring. By the way, let me tell you about boom, boom, boom. Your couple of years demonstrate your story. That's all. I don't know. If you want to try it, I'm going to tell you, here's something I really like now that we have it. And you're going to have to play around with it in your own concept to make it exactly the truthful way that you want it to be truthful. The reason that I like this is 100%. The reason I like this is a person could try it for 30 bucks and find out. Okay? That's a pretty strong hook. I liked it. If you bought it, I bought this 6 dose experience myself. I wanted to be happy. I never thought it would happen, but I got to tell you, man, after 4 days, I was sold on this stuff, and I immediately got up there and started ordering, and then after a while, I didn't know that. I really don't. So I said, why? You understand? Now you position it and fostered it and presented it all in one. You guys understand? You positioned it as happy coffee, and it would do these things. And then you presented it in a way that they feel good about you for offering it. They feel good about the offer, and they feel good about their own decision, even if it's no. A lot of salespeople get them to buy it, and they buy it. They go on the table, and that's it. They don't feel good about it, you, or the fact that they bought it. Okay, does that help you guys?
It's one of those things that I do this all the time. You got to learn how to close them.
Yeah.
Close them. I mean, how many trainings I've seen out there where people know how to close and the psychology of the close and the voice inflection, and you got to go at them this way, and you got to overcome the objection that way. I mean, like, for what purpose? Just so you can make the sale and get them to feel bad about giving you the money, other than to get you to shush your mouth, right? I mean, that's really what they're throwing money. Okay, enough. Leave me alone. Get out, right? Is that really the kind of person? I mean, because then you have this person who doesn't feel good about you, doesn't feel good about the product, and certainly doesn't feel good about them because they were manipulated into the sale, right? So we don't want that, and that's not the whole point. So this positioning piece is really freeing for you as the person talking, because it takes the pressure off of you, right?
If I was selling timeshares, I would do it completely different, because I got one shot, and I know that 8 out of 10 of the people that buy are never going to use my timeshare. I don't care. I'm making it. They want it. I got one job. Get the money in. That's it. Okay. And that's all it's about. If I was selling something like that, if I'm in the gig world, Uber, Amazon, Sam, okay, different ballgame. Completely different ballgame. Overcoming objections, all of that stuff. You do it this way, they do that. You go that. You lean on the left hand, then you put your right elbow on. All of that stuff, right stuff for other things, not this. And you know what? All these foot funnel deals, they all work like that. They work on it to get the guy to raise his hand, the woman, okay? And then she comes into the funnel like some simple free deal or something small price deal. And then they start working it. And then they get her to raise her hand again. Now, once you came in free, now why don't you buy this $19.95 thing? Get her to raise her hand again. And then they raise their hand again, and then they want the $300 and raise their hand again. They don't care about you. And people that go through those kind of things will take the offer, buy it, not like it, the first $19.95, the second $39.95, and the fourth one $4.99, and never feel good about the offer or you or themselves. You guys understand? If I'm doing my business like that, that's the way that works. I'm saying here, use Talk Demo. It's okay. Let me use Talk Demo in a different way. And that's a video. We got what's called the kitchen video, which is Michael and Shelley. They got the dose video up there, and Robert's committed. He's real excited about bringing on a whole bunch of You know what the video is? If I'm in Dallas and I'm not ClickFunnels deals, not that stuff. That's, you guys have at that, okay? I'm talking about for the the Uber world, okay? Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay, the gig economy world, okay? What if I have my brother in Chicago? Can he raise it? All the button is someone at Starbucks saying, tell me about it. Tell me about it. That's all the button is. Will you tell me about that? Now you got the authority, and they've given you authority to talk to them about it. If they like you, and then it doesn't matter, okay? You got your brother in Chicago. Okay? He can't see my button at Starbucks. You know what that button, the video is? Send it to my brother and say, take a look at this, get back to customer. What's the purpose? To sell this? Get him to join? What's my purpose? What is it? To get them to raise their hand. To say, tell me more. Now, when I tell them more, I got to posture it in you, it, and them. And doesn't matter if he buys or doesn't buy, join or doesn't join. Doesn't matter. Guys, this is masterful. This is masterpiece theater we're talking about. Okay? This is award-winning stuff. This is called Grammys. This is called the Oscar. Okay, that's what this is. You're getting the real deal here. Okay, don't fall for that phony form. Okay, you done? We're done. And now, our masters of ceremony, the man of all time, the creator of everything. Here he comes, Robert Outlaw. Woo! His vision, his commitment, and that's the reason we do it. We've done here on Friday, you guys are here. Hey.
Larry, Taylor, Thompson. Don.
That's what he's positioning us. That's all.
It's a very good project. A lot of you are new. A lot of you were in Atlanta, so you saw some of this for the second time. Those of you watching on live stream, most of you probably seen it for the first time. What's really cool. Did you like the content that the Thompson just gave you? So you guys have heard of the Ella app, our app, right? So the essence of what you just saw with Larry and Taylor, we filmed in Atlanta, and we extrapolated into the sections that they just described. But right in your app, you click training videos, and everything we did in Atlanta is in your app right now. So for those of you that want to go read, listen, and watch, it's in your app. Cool, right? It's also in your back office. So either or. So is the video content of Elevate Inc. with, I haven't seen the video, I think it's on Taylor. I'm not sure. It is? Okay. And there's other content that we've been building and that Larry and Taylor have produced that they're giving all of us as a family culture team stuff that you may have heard by now. We talked a little bit about it today before generation. Those videos will be up in the back office by Monday. And other content. We'll keep developing content as we do. But what you probably just understood is that you already know everything you need to know. It's kind of the point. Well, but we recognize that you still have to be introduced to the content. So this is not training. this is, you don't know what you don't know. So you know, like you saw here today, just participate and watch and consume and get what you're going to get out of it. And at the end of the day, I think the greatest thing that is being taught is your goal as an affiliate is to simply get people to a natural, logical. That's really it. That's why, you know, when I opened up today, it's button and Joseph Grin to get to a natural, logical conclusion. I mean, literally that's it. Have other conversations, most of which you heard. They start asking you questions, you don't know. But there's a strategy behind it, right? Even if you know, don't know. But what you're seeing here is this is what I was talking about this morning. This is a hybrid of 50 years and 50 years, and 30 years, and 20 years, and 25 years. I mean, I don't know what that adds up to, but it's a lot of years of knowledge and wisdom and success of this DNA that we collectively, and when I say collectively, like there's but there's a collective of a lot of people that collaborate. There's other people involved, obviously, but the DNA is of yesterday is now. It's, you know, what I look at now is tomorrow. When I say tomorrow, I look at where is this gig economy in this new genre that we created. Where is that going to be? Like I think about, you know, we just celebrated Larry's 50 years. Um, I, you know, you can look back at 50 years. I can't look back at 50 years. I was 3. But I do think a lot about, you know, the natural, logical conclusion of what we're doing. We're a paradigm shift for real, and in 10 or 20 years, they'll be talking about us. So when we talk about you're in the right place at the right time, and you guys have heard this before in MLM as a sales pitch to recruiting tool, you're in the right place at the right time. Again, I don't know how you can say it differently. For us, you're in the right place at the right time. All of you watching, all of you doing. Today is day 1. So we want to thank everybody for being here, everybody for watching. This live stream was also recorded, so we will bring this video into the environment so people can watch. For those people that couldn't even be on the live stream, and like Larry just said, you know, it's okay if you couldn't. No, you didn't. We obviously are preparing and strategizing so that if you couldn't, we still want you to come. But anyway, thanks everybody for being here. They know about January, no. So we have officially, after December, we are shifting gears on what we were calling Sensational Saturday. We're shifting a couple things. We were doing every week, we were in a different city, as you know, for the most part. We're no longer going to be doing weekly. Now going to go monthly. Going to be one SAM Academy or SAM workshop once a month in a different city, except for a couple of bigger events like the February event here in Dallas, which people have to experience. But our first SAM workshop will be Saturday, January 5th in LA, California. It's at the Marriott LAX. We'll put that information up. It's going to be I'm pretty sure it's the Marriott LAX at the airport, or right next to the airport. January 5th. And because we're going to go to monthly, those will logically be bigger than the Sensation Saturday weekend. But we don't want people to go out of their way to like fly cross country and take hotel rooms. We'll get closer to you. In other words, we don't want you to overextend yourself if you don't have to or need to. And this isn't training. And the other nuance will be we're going to charge for the seeds and have a price there. It'll be $25 or $50, something like that. It's not a trained culture environment where we want you to pay for these workshops. We just want you to the cost and pay for the seeds. And so those are the three sort of shifts on what we're doing. And, oh.
You guys get to see that.
Just like we're live streaming right now, once a month at every workshop, we're going to live stream the workshop.
Let me say a couple things. You know what I'd be doing with Los Angeles? You know what I'd be doing with Los Angeles? I'd be thinking about who I knew within 1,000 miles of LA. Okay, and if I'm going to have to go north and east for that. Okay, how about 500 miles? Okay, I'm just talking here. I would be thinking of anybody I knew that I'd like to share this opportunity with, okay, and these products with, and I would get them going right now, knowing that thing is coming. And in February and January, we know we're coming back here in February, but then each consecutive month, we're going to be going to a different part of the country. We're going to be in front of every one of you, every one of your team members, every one in front of your new team members with the same concept and message every single month is what we're going to do. You guys here, Sam and World, Elevate Pink World, Elepreneurs World, that's what we're going to be doing to help you guys. And we're going to be doing it.
And again, I think we talked about that, it will be live streamed every month. And we do already know where we're going for the next couple. So we're going to be in LA in January, we'll be in Dallas for the Happiness Experience. February. In March, we're going to Miami, and in April, we're going to Branson. Again, that'll all be posted up somewhere. We know where the venue will be for LA. We don't know Miami, but we know we're going. And so the next 4 months are covered, and that's it. So thank you guys for being here. Thank everybody for watching.
Give them a hand for out there watching this on television.